We are Joystick Jabber. We are a podcast that we talk about games, game news, all that kind of stuff. Just games we're playing now. Some big game news this week. Also, I am Ryan, aka Slice by Gaming. Nick, aka FLCLAFI. So, yeah, some big game news this week. The Game Awards for this week. So we have a bit to talk about.
I mean, yesterday, as of recording this.
Yeah. So we record on Fridays, and I guess everything happened yesterday.
Pretty much.
Thursday.
Yeah.
There were some big release news. Like, I guess big news on some upcoming releases that are scheduled for 2024 and I guess 2025. Some also that we won't talk about because we don't really know like the franchises or anything.
There was a lot of very small scale games that were announced. Too many to really.
Yeah, we don't know enough about it to like really dive in depth on it, but there's tons of stuff out there if you guys want to see kind of what games were all announced, but we'll dive like deep into some of the other ones, as well as the GTA 6 trailer dropped. So we'll get into that, and then also some other stuff around some of the games that we've been playing, like Mortal Kombat had a big news item that came out this week too, and then also some of the minor stuff too, like Texas Chainsaw and Devour. So that's very minor. Like, I don't really know anyone else that plays Devour except for us, but I'm sure like online wise that it has a pretty good big community because they're still going. So
yeah, I haven't seen the player counts for it in a while,
but yeah, we've been playing quite a bit of Texas Chainsaw lately, honestly. Get into that a little bit too.
Yeah,
but yeah, what have you been up to lately?
Playing RoboCop.
Yep. Yeah, I've also been dabbling in RoboCop a little bit. You have some episodes out, right?
Yeah. Live, I think, went live as of today.
Yeah. What have you been thinking about it?
Super fun.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Yeah. I'm having a blast with that game. Like I don't know, it's just so, to me it's just so simple, but it's just done very well.
Like, one thing people always like feared with a RoboCop game was that you were RoboCop. You'd walk slowly and you're all clunky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want a RoboCop game,
yeah,
like, they did it, but it works.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you feel clunky, but like that's also part of the. I feel like that's also like part of the experience.
Well, yeah, because he's got like the armor and everything like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense and it works.
Yeah,
and I actually like that they did that. That'd be weird if he was like full sprinting.
Yeah, and like cover and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I like it. Like, I don't know. So I think it's Taeyon. They're the developer. And they made Terminator Salvation as well. Like, I haven't played
Resistance.
Yeah, never mind. Terminator Salvation's a movie.
Well, they did make a Salvation game.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Resistance, yes.
But yeah, Resistance is the other one that they.
What was the Salvation game like?
Actually, I heard it wasn't that bad. They used to be on Steam for a little bit.
Really?
Because whoever developed it doesn't have the license for it anymore.
Ah.
But I remember there was some people on my Xbox friends list that played it on 360. I heard it actually was okay.
But you played Resistance.
Yeah.
What was that like? Does it feel similar to RoboCop?
Well, in Resistance, you're a human. Like, you're not a Terminator. Though they do have a DLC mode where you play as a Terminator. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, it captures the vibe of Terminator, like the Future War.
Yeah.
Which that was like Salvation. The movie didn't really look like the Future War that we see in the movies, like the other movies.
Yeah.
But like the Resistance actually captures that vibe, and then like you can get like the plasma weapons.
Nice.
That game was good too.
Yeah. Did it feel the same as like RoboCop? Like, because in RoboCop the aiming feels like a little, like everything feels slow, but to me, like, I'm not sure if that was like if that's intentional or if it's because of the fact you're RoboCop, you know, or if it's just because it's a lower budget game.
Yeah, I mean, it mostly feels the same. Might be a little bit faster.
Okay, like smoother.
You have faster movement in Resistance, obviously, but yeah, I mean, the shooting mechanics, I guess, feel almost the same.
Yeah, I mean, for RoboCop, I'm enjoying it. The graphics are a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
Well, the environment, it's Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so the environments look really good. I mean, Resistance has the same thing with RoboCop, where like the character models can be a little janky. And like the lip syncing and the voice acting might not be the best.
Yeah, it was the lip syncing, but then I remembered like Aeon is a Polish company.
Yeah.
So like it might just be the fact that it's not like they might just be dubbing it for English, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know because they got Peter Weller in to do all the RoboCop stuff, so they probably have mostly English voice acting. I think it's just the way the character models are rigged and animated.
Okay.
Because Resistance was kind of the same way. I think that's just like due to the budget that they probably have, but I mean they do a good job everywhere else.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like to me that was the one like pretty much the one thing that I noticed was just the lip sync didn't match up to what they were saying, and so I just put it on the fact that I was like, oh, this might not actually just be an American like an English version of the game. So, but it could just also be the fact that it's a smaller studio, and but it's not like you really see the lips that much anyway when you're blowing people's nuts off.
It's got better shooting mechanics than Starfield.
Yeah, better gore than Starfield. Yeah. I actually mentioned that when I was playing it too, because I'm doing like a playthrough as well, which should be up soon. I've been doing a lot of editing on a lot of different stuff, but that's one thing that I've been working on. I technically just finished editing like episode 1.
You just be like walking around shooting people, and then it'll just cut to a scene from the movie for some reason.
Yeah. Whoa! Look at these graphics. This game looks amazing.
They'll just cut right back, and everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
Sponsored by Taeon.
Yeah. Even though you're not.
Yeah. No. Be cool. I don't think game studios sponsor people anyway. But
no, they sometimes do. But that's like the really big YouTubers.
Yeah. I mean, when it's like Call of Duty and you get a skin of yourself put in the game, that's pretty big time.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some YouTubers they'll be playing a game. They'll be like, "This is brought to you by the game company. They gave me a key to play it," and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they just proceed to talk massive shit about the game.
Do they? I was gonna say
they only say nice things about it.
Yeah, that's kind of typically how I figured it would go.
Yeah.
But no, I mean I've been enjoying it a lot so far. Like,
yeah, I really.
It was surprising to me, and I say this a lot actually in my playthrough too. It's like I'm surprised at how much I'm actually enjoying this. Like it's a fresh change of pace.
Yeah, well, I mean it's just funny because it's like back to back. Well, for me, because it's like Spider-Man 2. Then Alan Wake 2, then RoboCop. Like all three are really good.
Yeah.
And it's like you'd think you like after coming from those 2 games to RoboCop,
that'd be the down step.
Yeah, but it actually no.
Yeah.
I'm still like really enjoying it.
Yeah, like I said, like the gore, it continues to surprise me. Like the more I keep playing, I'm like, you can do this.
The one thing I like doing is throwing someone straight up in the air and then just shooting them as they fall.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that yet. I'll have to try that. Every place I've been in has been an indoor environment, so it's not like I have much area
to
throw them upwards. But
I mean, you can throw them into the wall. They usually clip through it.
The wall?
Yeah, I'll throw them straight into the wall from point blank, and their foot will be like sticking out.
Dude, I love like when I found out that you can that you can literally grab people and just chuck them. I was like, this is awesome.
Well, you
like,
can use them as a human shield too if you like angle them to your right.
Or, you can.
You look to the right, they'll just start shooting their friend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can actually use the objects for bullet cover too. Like those blue barrels you can pick up. You can just like.
I don't think I've picked one of those. I know you can pick up chairs and like other stuff.
Yeah, there's like dumpsters you can pick up too, and you can just like angle them to take all the bullets.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, I've been focusing completely on like the dexterity build. So
I went full in on deduction.
Deduction, that's it.
Yeah, because that's where you get all the
XP. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's what I did. Not that. Is there a dexterity one? I thought it was dexterity, but it's deduction.
I don't know. I don't think
where you get the like more skill points in general, plus like reading notes and stuff. Yeah, that's what I did.
That's how you maximize your perk
XP
points.
gains. Yeah. Yeah, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I loved in the first mission, you can just pick them up and throw them out the like 80 stories.
Yeah.
I just watch them as they're like falling. I'm like,
RoboCop's just a sinister, evil bastard.
You're under arrest. It's like they're just splattered all over the ground. I'm surprised that they didn't have like a after they're dead, you can shoot them and they'll body.
Yeah, you can shoot them, but they don't dismember anymore.
Yeah.
I know, because you would just sit there.
I would
for 5 hours.
Handcuff him. It's like he doesn't have any hands, sir.
Your wife will just walk in the room and you just be like, as you're just sitting there shooting, you just slowly look at her.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've been having a blast. You're probably pretty far now. Have you beaten it yet?
No. The next thing I have to do is something for like a bank. I don't know if I'm like halfway through it or a little bit more than halfway through it. Apparently it's like 16 hours to 100% it. I'm at like 7.
Oh, okay. I think I'm at 5. I had to replay, but like a part. But yeah, I have been doing a couple different things. It's been a lot of editing lately, mostly for like just getting some Joystick Jabber stuff up. Also watching a lot of like different stuff. I don't remember if I mentioned this last time, but I finished Ahsoka. It was all right.
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
Did we?
Pretty sure we did.
Yeah, I know that we talked about Rebels.
Yeah, well, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a while back. But yeah, I finished Ahsoka. Yeah, it was all right. Thrawn was interesting. Doesn't look anything like Thrawn. I know that it's the actual actor,
yeah,
like the voice actor, that's cool, but looks nothing like Thrawn. Like from he has like a very defined chin in Rebels, and like this dude is I don't know how old the voice actor is, but looks like an older dude.
yeah.
But it was interesting. I was interested by the fact that they decided to focus so much on Sabine.
Well, it was Sabine's story.
Yeah.
That's why the show is called Ahsoka.
Yeah. Ahsoka, a Sabine Wren story.
No, they should have just I don't know. They should have just called it like Rebels, season 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or whatever.
I don't know what they would have called
but it's just live action instead. Because I mean, it was more about everybody from Rebels than it was just Ahsoka.
Yeah, it should have just been called Phoenix Squadron.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called, like Phoenix.
Maybe. I don't remember, but I mean, Ezra's in it.
Yeah.
Sabine.
Yep.
Syndulla.
Who is it surprised me that it was Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah, because she doesn't really look like Syndulla.
Yeah, because I was like, this it kind of looks familiar, but it's hard to because of obviously with all the green on, green makeup and stuff.
You're just bad at faces.
I know.
I know.
Were you able to tell instantly?
Yeah.
That it was her? Really?
It's her same face.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, but because like for me, I'm usually the type of person too, where like if I've seen an actor's face and then they're wearing something that's like covering their face, but you can only really see their mouth, I'm like, that kind of looks like that guy. And then
dude, that's how Batman fooled everyone forever.
Yeah.
So no one else was able to do it. I think you're a superhero.
Yeah. Be a detective.
It's like the most like distinguishing chin line ever.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like
I have no idea who this person is.
It's weird because like you would think if like say like the Flash CW show, you can easily tell that that's like Grant Gustin in the Flash mask.
Exactly the same voice.
Well, nothing's actually hiding his face.
Trying to think now what it looks like.
Like it basically just covers his nose mostly because you can see his eyes and mouth.
Oh yeah, because it's yeah. Like there's a huge opening for like everything.
Yeah. And it just looks like Grant Gustin.
Who are you? I guess maybe it's just because you're never in a million years you would guess that person is the superhero.
Well, they live in Star City.
Bruce Wayne though. It's like who the hell else is going to be able to afford all of this stuff? Like
Maybe he's just getting funding.
You gotta limit it to someone.
Maybe someone's just his beneficiary.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's stealing all of it.
Surprised no one figured it out.
I mean, a lot of people figure it out.
Yeah, someone does eventually, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that know. They do the same thing with like Spider-Man. There's always people that know their identities.
Yeah.
There's the villains that usually find out either conveniently die,
yeah,
or they're like, "But I'll keep your secret
for now." Yeah, because they're anti-hero.
Yeah, or they're just gonna do it. Like Joker, he's found out Batman's identity a few times, but he doesn't actually want to know, or he doesn't care about it. So he just ignores it.
Because he keeps wanting to live like in the fantasy realm or something.
Yeah, he just likes their dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stumped right now. I don't know what.
Well, dude, we were talking about GTA.
Yeah, GTA. So I was thinking, because I haven't actually seen the trailer.
He's a loser.
Yeah, I have been just super busy this week.
Right, it's like 2 minutes.
I know, and I haven't watched it.
I've been playing Texas Chainsaw for like 4 hours yesterday.
I know, and then I'm not gonna stop and watch GTA. That's a complete like disassociation.
Just you don't want to see it.
I actually do, and then it had gone so long without me watching it that I was like, just watch it. Like I'll just watch it during the podcast.
You just full blast.
Give like a actual reaction for it. Here we go.
See ya.
Chanel West Coast. What the? Okay, well,
that's the magical trailer.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, like this is amazing."
Well, I just like the comments were like, "Best game ever. This is the best game ever."
Yeah, and it's not even out yet. Everyone hold your horses, okay? I mean, number one, we don't even know if this is what the game's gonna look like.
Well,
in the end, you know, like
yeah,
it could pull the day before.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that too. But usually Rockstar trailers are representative to some extent. Like if you see the Red Dead reveal trailer compared to the final Red Dead, the game actually looks better than the reveal trailer. Like the graphics were improved since the reveal trailer, but I think the main thing with GTA 6 that people are like, well, at least for me, the way I am is it's hard because no game's ever like done it before, but the sheer amount of pedestrians on the screen at one time,
that was ridiculous. Like on the beach,
like if that is in the final game, that'd be really impressive because no game has been able to do that, and it's still going to be like PS5 Series X games, so it's like either that's all like scripted and made for the trailer, or they'll literally have hundreds of people on the beach.
And they all look different.
No,
too.
I know.
Like,
That was
they
the
all
other
look
thing.
Different.
That's one thing that a lot of people haven't really touched on, but that's one thing that I noticed too. Is like there's like a bunch of different body types.
Yeah, like the character models all look different. Like you saw the Rip dude running.
Yeah.
Right next to him, you saw the big like fat lady walk like.
Well, like normally in
barely
games,
walking.
normally in games you have like there's like the heavy NPC and the skinny NPC.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
you
there's
get.
just like women with the same body type, like skinny fat,
Mm.
and then man, skinny fat, and then it's just that. And then usually everybody's the same height too.
Yeah.
But in this game everybody looks like there's
Different.
different.
Like, they're
there's
all
like different.
unique.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of different shapes and everything like that. Which
And
I mean,
again,
I'm
we'll
assuming they
see.
can do that. I can believe, but the amount of people, like there's even when they're just driving down the street and there's like a car meet going on and there's just people hanging out. It's like I can see that happening in the game, but just with that many people, I don't know.
Yeah,
hard to
and it's
say.
like, is this going to be constantly? Probably not. Like,
No,
you know how demanding
Well,
that would be,
the
especially
thing
with
is
the
too, with
graphics.
like all like the weird TikTok things they're showing, I don't think you're gonna see any of those in the real game world. There might be like a random event where it'll trigger like once,
Mhm.
and then you like maybe twice,
I-
where you'll see someone streaking maybe in game.
Yeah.
But like to happen all the time or
I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, so this like the random TikTok looking style parts that we're seeing. I'm thinking that's either like cutscenes from missions or something, or like cutscenes from other random like things.
like
You know?
can, like, how you can like tune in on the TVs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, like the game does look insanely good.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the graphics and everything like that. But I'm always like someone who wants to see like
See
the
more.
actual gameplay.
Yeah.
We only because we don't know if what we see even is gameplay in any sense. Like a lot of it just seems like stuff that happens in between gameplay.
Mhm.
But we also don't really get that much context of the characters.
Yeah.
Like they have like 3 lines total in that
Well,
trailer.
the one looked like a shaven Nathan Drake,
yeah.
like the dude in the bed,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Well, he's supposed to be like the male protagonist.
Mm. Is it voiced by Nolan North does? Drake,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, I don't think he does. It doesn't sound like him.
It looked like.
But it's supposed to be like some Bonnie and Clyde story.
Mm.
But I mean, they don't really show anything that other than robbing like a store. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that in 5. I mean, you can do that as far back as Vice City, but yeah, they don't show too much about the game itself, but I mean, it's still, because it says just coming 2025, so it's still at least over a year away.
Yeah.
People were making the joke where it's December 31st, 2025.
Oh, so like it's
It's
a
like
full like 2 years
2026.
ago or 2 years. Yeah, it's.
So it's still a while away, so they still have a lot to show.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we see more. I'm actually surprised. Like I didn't know what I was expecting, but it literally looks like real.
No,
You know?
I know.
Like the graphics look amazing, and when he was flying, like the different shades of the water and stuff.
Well,
like,
yeah, they even have like the foam of the water
yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's not what you see. Yeah, you do see sometimes like the different shades in it, but like I don't know. It just it looked crazy. It'll
Does
be
look
cool.
nuts, but
It'll be
yeah.
cool to see more of it. At least. Yeah, the thing that's crazy to me is like in GTA 5, you can see the difference between obviously the main characters and like the random NPC characters.
Yeah.
And in this,
No, it's like
you wouldn't
consistent.
know who's the main character. I think
mean,
we
it might
saw
do the-
Nancy talking at one point to
Yeah.
the camera.
Lady with the hammers.
You're finally back, or whatever she said. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see
Yeah.
how the game shapes up.
What's the main character's name again?
I forgot. I think the female one may be like Lucia or something like that. I don't remember.
Lucia, you should have never entered my secret room.
Yeah.
But no, it looks it's impressive. It was looked better than what I was expecting. People were saying that it was crazy, but again, I still think that people should wait. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I
like,
mean, that's the-
it's too late now. Everyone's just freaking out.
Well, that's just how everybody is. Like Cyberpunk 2077 was the same way. People were like, "This is gonna be the greatest game of all time." No,
Yeah.
like this is the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, and then it kind of came
And
out.
then it came out.
Yeah, Exactly.
Which, I mean, it's
like,
in a lot better state now, obviously, but at the time, people were like, "There's, you can't even talk trash about this game. There's nothing wrong with it."
Yeah, like clearly, have you played it?
Yeah. But
And
I mean,
it's just funny. Like even all the news articles, they're like top 10 moments in the GTA 6 trailer.
Yeah,
It's,
I
no, I don't know if that's actually an
no,
article.
there are some stuff where it was
Are
like,
you serious?
or like 100 details you didn't see and stuff
Oh my
like that. It's
God.
like, but I mean, yeah, Rockstar doesn't do pre-rendered cutscenes in their games, so technically it would all be in engine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it depends.
They're playing on like that alien technology.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine 60.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is there's no they have the official website for it, but it only mentions PS5 and Xbox.
Oh
so
yeah,
there's
I
no
did see
PC.
That. Yeah, I
But
saw that.
They haven't been doing PC releases at the same time, anyways. But I mean, the concern comes in, I guess, where if there is another GTA Online, which there most likely will be, will you be able to transfer your stuff?
Oh, there's no doubt there's going to be.
Well,
The
they
amount
didn't
of
do
money
it for
that
Red
they
Dead.
made. Oh no, I don't mean transfer.
Oh yeah, GTA Online.
If there's
too.
going to be,
I mean,
no,
there's definitely going to be.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. But because with Red Dead 2, they didn't let you transfer your character data.
Yeah.
So will they do that again?
Yeah, because me and you had both gotten it on Xbox. We started playing online. Then it came out on PC, and they didn't talk about specifics before it came out.
No.
So like we didn't know if we're gonna be able to transfer or not, and then finds out can't transfer.
Yeah.
But,
no, Rockstar, they do not communicate at all.
It's like a Rockstar game on PC. It's like you get the best possible graphics you can pretty much.
Well,
want.
not with GTA 5 anymore. They
Yeah.
they basically just they support it, but they pretty much only add new stuff to the console version.
I don't get why, because they have their own specific launcher.
No, I know. Rockstar's really weird. That's the other thing is like there's a side of Rockstar that has me worried about the stuff they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, they usually give like amazing, like almost unrivaled stories,
Mm-hmm.
but post-launch the way they treat their community is kind of shaky.
Oh yeah, I mean, you already know everything that comes to online is never going to be added to the single player, and I'm sure GTA Online 2 is going to get some crazy shit, and you're never going to be able to use it in the single player because for some reason they already have it in the game. They're just not going to have it.
Yeah, I mean on
Doesn't make
PC
any
they get
sense.
modded in eventually, but yeah, I know they do that. They did add some of the online stuff to GTA 5 story mode once it came out on next gen.
Mhm.
Like all the stuff that GTA Online had ever since like the PS3 and 360 launch, they brought into the single player.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Red Dead, they did the same thing when it came out on PC. You were able to get the high-powered pistol, the M1, whatever it was.
Mhm.
You were able to buy it in single player. They never added the Navy revolver to single player though. So like they wait until they come out with new versions of the game to do it.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then you just never
It's
get
like a
it.
Street Fighter.
It doesn't make
game.
sense the way they do stuff post-launch.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like there's so much content from GTA Online that has never and
No, I know.
probably will never be.
Well, even
added.
the way businesses are handled in online compared to single player.
Mhm.
Like the businesses you own in online actually function. The businesses you own in single player, you just buy them and then you just kind of get passive income that is completely worthless.
Like, could you imagine if they actually took the time to like implement the same like dedication, I guess, to the single player at
Well, yeah,
post-launch?
the reason why they don't do that though is because you can't get shark cards for single player.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Because you can buy the golf course in GTA 5 story mode. I think it's like over $1 million, and you get like, I don't know, like $100 a week from
God,
it.
that's
So you'd have to keep
terrible.
the game on for like a few months to like a year to get your money back. It's like, why even buy it?
Well, at least you can golf.
You can golf anyway.
I know, without even having it. Yeah, exactly.
The way they handled the economy in 5 story mode was really, it wasn't good. Like they mainly had it set up to where you have to use the stock market,
Mhm.
but it's like who really feels like doing that when they're playing a game?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just handled poorly. So like I said, it's just post-launch.
Mhm.
The post-launch is what always has me worried because they did the same thing with Red Dead 2. Post-launch, whenever they would add content for Red Dead Online, something would bug in the single player somehow. and then
really?
you would be lucky if they fixed it.
Huh.
Or they would just patch something in single player that didn't need to be patched. Like they would remove the ability to go to like New Austin with Arthur without
really?
getting shot. Yeah, they patched all of that. So it's just like their focus is always in the wrong place sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I like the content that they add to their online modes for the most part, but after a while it's just I just give up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I mean, they gave up on Red Dead Online, but I gave up on GTA Online.
yeah. There's no like you've essentially at this point you've done everything. The game's been out for 10 years now.
I know. Well, there's stuff I haven't done in GTA Online, but I just can't bring myself to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, minor stuff.
Yeah, because like
You're saying you didn't do all of the races in GTA Online?
no, but I didn't do the last heist they added or
That's like a single player one, isn't it?
you can do it by yourself, yeah. And then they also had like a Halloween event where you could get like some Ghostbusters type vehicle. I didn't do that either, but it's mainly because the more money I earned, the less stuff I was getting.
Yeah.
So then I just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
So then I just stopped. And then they stopped adding new features to the PC version. So then it's just like, why even continue?
Yeah, if they're not, because it's not like you're gonna go back to console version.
I
I don't
mean,
even know if you could.
They added no, you can't do character transfer anymore.
I don't even get why it has to be a character transfer. Why can't it just be like
Cross progression.
Yeah, I would. That's what I would. Yeah,
It's a technology Rockstar definitely could implement, but they won't.
What are you talking about, dude? They don't have that money.
No,
It's not like they've like
that's like
sold billions of shark
that's
cards
my
or
thing. It's
anything.
like a lot of their main consumer base wouldn't really notice this stuff. Like a lot of their main consumer base would just buy the game, and then that's the version they'll play until they.
Well, yeah, because they saw it and
stop.
they're like, "Oh, GTA 6!" like,
So, but like, there's a side to Rockstar that happens that they really don't. They just kind of screw you over.
yeah.
Like the PC version of GTA
Now,
5,
well, I mean,
yeah.
they're so big at this point. Like, once they got so big with GTA Online, it's like, okay, we don't care. We don't really care about the other little things anymore. We're just gonna pretty much do or focus on things that are gonna make us the most money. Which that's the part of the gaming industry that sucks as a gamer. At least I understand it from like a business point of view. Obviously, I'm sure Rockstar brought in a lot more people, and that's the only way that they can actually focus on that kind of like focus on not having to fire these people that they hired is by only focusing on the things that are going to make them money.
Yeah.
But that's the sucky part about the gaming industry is that yeah, they're also a business, and like once they get big enough, they can't focus on the smaller details anymore, like that kind of stuff, non-money making things.
Well, yeah,
which sucks.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But I mean, because they added the ability to earn like legacy stuff, so you can get like Claude's actual outfit. You can get, I think they added Nico Bellic's outfit and stuff like that, but not on PC.
Yeah.
You can only do it on console. Like console got ray tracing, they got TAA support. PC didn't.
Which is that's wild to me. I mean, I wonder how many people still play on PC. Maybe it's just like the numbers
I'm sure it's
thing.
still a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is Rockstar also, they don't do anti-cheat of any form.
Yeah, so that's I remember playing GTA 5. This was probably my worst experience with a cheater. I was driving around and then everybody just turns into buildings.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea what's going on. I just like, I can
I think I was in the match with you.
tell my guy's getting like hurt or falling or something. But I can't see anything. And then eventually it's like I'm inside of the building and there's no clipping or like you can't see the walls of the building, but I can see the other buildings in the distance, just buildings moving.
Yeah.
And it turns out that those were the other players that were also turned into buildings just moving throughout the city.
Yeah, Rockstar, they just do band waves here and there for people that were like mass reported or something like that. But I mean, it gets screwed up because like modders can also just trap you. Like they can make it to where you can't move, and then they can drop money on you.
Then you
But
get banned.
yeah, like you will get temporarily banned for a modder dropping money on you. They don't enforce things correctly post-launch. They have the money to like do proper anti-cheat, but they just don't do it because they don't want to spend the extra money. Because like you're the player and you already bought the game, so they don't care about you anymore.
Yeah.
But
They got the money out of you.
yeah, and then
And if you think about it, if they do ban you, the quickest way that you're going to be able to get everything back that you had just spent, 5, 7,
well,
10 years
usually if you
building.
get money dropped on you, you don't get permanently banned, but you'd still get penalized for it for no reason. But I mean, the
Go to
other thing
GTA
too,
jail.
the thing that makes it worse is that Rockstar also doesn't like the idea of private lobbies.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me either. After 10 years, like you could always do a private lobby in GTA 5, but you weren't able to use any of your businesses in private lobbies, so you couldn't do anything really.
Yeah.
But after like 10 years, they finally let you.
And that's also the thing that
But they
was
never
messed
did
up.
that for Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
You always
Well,
had
that's
to like
because they
do a
stopped
poker
supporting
glitch.
it.
Yeah, well, you had to do a poker glitch to get into your own lobby, which would eventually fill later. It's just the way, like I said, the way they do things post-launch. Like they'll be like, okay, we'll listen to the community. Are there any features you want? The highest requested one, ignored completely.
I'll put this thing up. We'll listen to the community. I'll check back on that in a couple of years.
And then then they announce that they're not doing it. They're not supporting the game, and they never added that.
Yeah. Well, and it was like, part 1 of the story, and I was like, okay, when's the next part gonna drop? And then nothing.
I know the Red Dead Online story.
It was actually good too.
Yeah, well,
Like they know how to make a story over there. At least whoever was writing, I don't know if they're still there,
probably not.
but whoever was writing the stories, they know how to make a good friggin' story.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, that's another concern I have with GTA 6. Not saying it's gonna be bad.
That won't be loud.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm hoping it's good, but a lot of the people who wrote a bunch of like the stories for GTA and Red Dead, they're gone. They all left Rockstar, like recently too. They like left after Red Dead 2.
Oh wow.
So this has the potential to be one of the best games, but it also has the potential to be one of Rockstar's like lower rated games too. Like a game can look amazing, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be amazing.
Nope. It's amazing. We know
It
already.
is the best game.
Yeah.
ever.
Did you not hear the music in that trailer?
Yeah.
You guys probably didn't because.
Well, we had to mute that whole section. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'm not saying this to like hate on the game because I'm not really hating on it. I'm just talking about Rockstar as a whole because I'm hoping GTA 6 is good, but
We should
I'm
become
just more
joystick ranters.
yeah. Well, I'm just more skeptical when it comes to game releases, which I mean, we can transition this right into the day before.
Oh yeah, that's dude, good.
So that's an example of a game that shows you trailers.
Flawless transition. They didn't even see it coming.
That's a game that shows you like trailers that make a game look good. Even though I was never interested in the day before to begin with, but I know that from the announcement trailer, it blew up. People were like, "This is gonna be like one of the best MMO survival horrors ever."
Same with Starfield. This is gonna be the best.
Yeah, best RPG ever.
Yeah, didn't even win an award.
No, well, Spider-Man 2 didn't either. But the day before,
I said last time it sucks.
all of the shit they showed for that game, the map is in the final game, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, like
it was a huge scam, which most people called out, and it still sold well. Like
Which
it
is
actually
crazy.
still sold well.
I
had,
saw
like,
a lot of
200,000
comments.
players
It's
or
like
something
a
like
day
that.
a day before refund.
Yeah, which everybody like if you followed that game and you like watched all the videos about the company that's behind it and everything they've been doing, you would know that game was going to be a scam. It was like the best example I could say. It was like kind of like Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yeah,
From the original
I
announcement,
remember that
but
getting a
worse.
bunch of shit.
Well, because they did the same thing. The trailers were just vertical slices of a game that didn't exist.
It looked amazing, didn't it? Like
yeah,
it was like,
it had like super good graphics and everything like that.
not like we just saw a trailer that had super good graphics or anything.
No, I don't expect Rockstar to do like fake vertical slices, but I mean, you never know, I guess. But with the day before, that's what they did. They did vertical slices of a game that they didn't actually make, and then they tried to just come up with something in between, and then just release like an asset flipped extraction shooter that's not even really an MMO survival game. Like people like in their original trailer, they were like sneaking into a skyscraper, and there was like a horde of zombies just kind of chilling, and you had to sneak around them to not make noise. In the final game, the biggest horde you run into is like 4 zombies, and they're like huge bullet sponges.
I kind of want to try it to see.
Yeah, but it's $40.
Just how bad it is. I know that's the problem.
And you'll probably spend your 2 hours trying to get into a lobby.
Yeah.
And then there's also a bug that's affecting people right now where they turn into giants in someone else's server so they can get an easy headshot on you from like miles away.
Oh, what?
But on your game, you'll look normal, so you'd be wondering where you're getting hit from.
Nice.
But it's because your hitbox is like the size of the planet.
Wow.
So, and then the other thing people found out too is like the main loop of the game is to scavenge and make money. But if you just die, you make more money because you get $500 every time you spawn back at the base.
Like this, yeah, it just...
The whole game's a waste. It's not a game. It's just a huge scam. You shouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
They lied to you in all the marketing, which was painfully obvious. And the company's known to abandon projects before they finish it, so they released in early access as an excuse.
What do they call it again? Funimation?
Fantastic.
Funimation.
Yeah.
I think I just made fun of it. I think I just like called out the people who make the...
Oh, maybe.
I think that's Funimation.
No, the studio's called Fantastic. It's like FNAS.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I know. It was obvious though. I don't know why people even got excited for the game in the first place, but
yeah, I don't know. It's probably on part of the news, like gaming news too, just like putting it up on a pedestal. That's all.
Well, I mean, even at the time, the original announcement trailer, yeah, that they like journalist sites covered it, saying like this is like the next thing, the next survival horror game coming out. But then, as more info came out, they also still posted articles about like the shady side of it and like, is this game actually going to be real and stuff?
Yeah.
Which, like I said, if you would actually have followed it and looked into it, you would know that it was probably not going to be the game that was advertised, especially since even their trailers, people did side-by-side comparisons of other game trailers, and it was like one-to-one copies of certain moments from other trailers. So even their later trailers were basically vertical slices of fake gameplay and stuff like that. So
they had pre-orders for the game too, didn't they?
No, they just had that stupid add to wish list thing all the time, which I don't know why game studios do that. I don't think they get anything for it being mass wish listed.
I think if it is wish listed, it'll just tell you when it comes out. You'll get notified.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's what the trailers are for.
So it's just like a version of like a kind of like a version of email marketing.
Maybe on Steam it'll put it in like trending or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. I'm surprised it even came out. I thought they were gonna delay it again.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why they just went with early access launch. So they didn't
maybe it shouldn't have.
No, I know. It probably
it's finally
shouldn't.
Here, and I wish that it wasn't.
Yeah, and it released to overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam.
Yeah,
I think it's only on Steam right now, isn't it? I don't think there's a console version.
I don't know, actually.
I would imagine if it's early access, there's no console version.
Yeah.
Because Xbox and PlayStation don't allow early access games.
I thought that it had some early access games at one point.
A PlayStation definitely wouldn't. I know Sony would not allow that kind of stuff to be on their marketplace.
A day before?
I mean, Sony rarely offers refunds for games, and they offered refunds for Cyberpunk. So I doubt they would allow an early access game, especially at the extent of day before, because then they would have to issue refunds again. Yeah, because the game was not what it was advertised.
Yeah, that's rough. I want to look more into, like, I want to see some more stuff on it to see how that is, because like the stuff that they had on Steam, I was like, oh, this looks like pretty cool. I wonder what the environments look like. They're just terrible.
It's basically just a kind of an empty urban city. It's like, think of Division's map, but with nothing to do.
Oh, sounds great.
And when they advertised it, they had like ray tracing pumped into it and all this other stuff, but then in the final game, it's pretty
bland.
Yeah. It has decent lighting, I guess, but.
And honestly, from what I was reading, because I was reading the stuff like it's about it being in early access, and then the thing said it was like saying, oh, we're like they're not gonna really be adding any more to it. It sounds
No,
like
they're just gonna do
they're
like bug
listening-
fixes
they're
and
like
stuff.
we're gonna listen to community feedback and go from there pretty
Yeah.
much.
Which
Like
they're
community
not
feedback
gonna
is your
do
game
it.
is terrible.
They'll do basic bug fixing to make the game more stable so that you can't complain that it's unplayable.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not gonna. I'm giving the game, and this is generous. I'm giving the game 2 years max before they abandon it.
Yeah.
So they've had some games that they didn't even support for over like a few months before they delisted them.
So it's gonna get the Walking Dead overkill.
It might. That was another game too. For that game, all they advertised were CG trailers, and people were like, "This looks amazing."
Yeah,
And
it's like, of course
we
it
haven't
does. It's
seen
not the
anything.
game.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything yet, and then it came out delisted within a month, refunded. They refunded everybody who purchased it too.
I looked for that game not too long ago.
Well, I know you would have played it. You'd be like, "This game's actually pretty good."
Yeah, I don't know. I tried playing Raid, which is another like over.
Well,
I
it's
don't
the
know if
same
you
game.
remember that. Yeah, it's
the same
like
type.
it's
we
pretty much.
we both tried that.
World
we
War
played the
II.
beta for it.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But I tried it like I don't know within like the past 2 years I think, and it's pretty much just World War II Payday.
Yeah, they make the same game every time.
And there's Walking Dead Payday.
Yeah, Starbreeze or Overkill or whatever. Yeah, they make the same
Yeah.
game. They that's all they do is they just make the same game over and over again.
I think it's Overkill.
I think they're the developer. At least I thought,
But
which is
yeah.
weird because the same people also made The Darkness, the first game.
Oh really?
Yeah, and that game was actually really good.
Yeah. They were both the first and second Darkness.
Well, they didn't make the second one, but the second one was still good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like both of those. So it's weird that because I think Payday 1 was out at the time. I don't know.
That's why a lot like. I mean, even nowadays, you can't just go by what a studio is.
Well, it's hard to just go by trailers too.
Yeah. Now anything is fake.
I mean, like unless you see uncut gameplay trailers.
Of people actually sitting there playing the game.
Well, yeah, like they're just like I mean, we know what Suicide Squad looks like from their trailers and gameplay.
Yeah.
But they at least show you what the game is.
Yeah.
Like they do show you uncut gameplay. They're not doing things where they're like, I mean, they talk about it like it's being like it's like genre defining and something new, but then when they show it, it's not.
Yeah.
But at least they're showing you what the game is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of developers, they just do. I like CG trailers because it kind of introduces you to what to expect. But at the same time, I'd rather see just the gameplay.
I personally like it when the developers actually just sit down and play their own game.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
do you know
that's
how
what they
shit
do.
this is?
Yeah.
Have you even played it?
Well, they did that with Redfall, and they were like, so as you can see here, it's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's like that's denial.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people I guess can trick themselves into believing anything.
Well, the devs are gonna say it's like amazing regardless.
I was having fun with Redfall when I was playing it.
Well, yeah.
I didn't play it for a super long time though, so I don't know. Like I could definitely
Like I
see
said,
the
I know you would have loved the Overkill Walking Dead game. You would probably have been trying to get like your friends to
I
buy
might
it.
have. I might
You
have.
would have been like, Nick, I honestly think you would like it.
No, I know what games that. Well, I think that I know it.
Well, I can usually
You're
always
very
judge.
weird with some.
Well, I can always judge what games I would and wouldn't be interested in. It's not like I'm not saying they're bad games. They're not for me.
Mm-hmm. Like Madden, you totally love.
Yeah,
I'm
I've played.
trying to think,
like
what game
one
have I tried to
PS1
get you
Madden game.
into recently? I think I actually did try to get you into Starfield.
I mean,
I do think that
you
you
got me Starfield.
Yeah. See, that's how I got
But-
you into it.
I watched your 24-hour live stream, and I installed the game, and I was gonna hop on it while you were playing it, so that we could just both talk about it. But then I'm like watching, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything I'm seeing him doing right now.
See, that's why you gotta watch me play games, because I'll make it to where you won't spend any of your money, because I'm so boring.
No, it's not the game itself.
To be fair, I spent way too much time mining rocks. So
No, I know your whole 24-hour live stream was just
mining
you
rocks.
were on the intro, and you were basically on the intro, not like the very beginning planet, but the next planet after that.
Yeah.
That's still technically an intro planet. You were on that planet for like 17 hours.
Yeah, I spent way too much time on that planet.
Yeah, and then like I'm seeing all the reviews and people talking about it, and they're like, don't even bother resource hunting, just play the game. If you resource hunt, the game's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And the gist of it was the game's gonna suck if you resource hunt, and it's not gonna be that great if you don't.
Yeah.
So either way, the experience is just kind of mid. Like there's good parts to it. I heard the faction quest lines were fun, but a lot of the stuff you do in that game is just like, yeah, it's just
with everything, like with that game in general, I just ended up falling off. Number one is because when it came out, you pretty much had to have it on SSD, and at that time I didn't have like a large enough SSD for me to actually put it on, so that also sucked. But then when I did, then I started like playing it more, and then I spent way too much time doing the resource stuff because I like in Fallout 4, I really like the base building stuff, so I like wanted to make a crazy base.
Well, I heard that even wasn't really rewarding.
It really isn't, and
People
I think that
just
there's
said
like some bugs where you can't even like there's armor stands you can't, or not armor stands, but spacesuit stands, you can't even put your spacesuits on them.
Yeah, well, I heard that you build a base, but it doesn't actually really do anything. Like you can get resources, but there's no like practical function that makes it really worth it.
That's pretty much what that's
like,
what the bases are
ignore
for. Yeah.
Which in Fallout there was a reason to do it, because you could just build the settlements and have people live there, and you could have them do stuff and like get resources for you. But like you need the resources to do other stuff.
Yeah. Like upgrade your weapons and stuff like that.
Well, again, you could get like miscellaneous quests from the settlements and stuff like that. So, I mean, there was like a reason to do it in Fallout 4. But I heard in Starfield, you just kind of do it for your own personal thing, and then...
Yeah, mostly, I mean, for me, it's like, when I was playing, it's mostly setting up... It seemed like it was, I guess, most effective to just set up outposts on planets with different, like, resources, so that you could have all of the resources...
I think the best way to play the game would be on PC and just do like console add item.
Yeah,
whatever.
I ended up doing
1,000.
that. Because I was when I was building my like real base, which I put on the moon. It was just like I was like, I'm not gonna go mine all the resources to get all this stuff. I was like, I'm just console add the stuff to my inventory.
Well, I heard that out of all the Bethesda games too, the carry weight is the most aggressive in Starfield.
It's bad.
Which it's funny because most people are like, can we just not do carry weight anymore? Like, no one likes carry weight.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody who's ever liked carry weight. It's like, but it's immersive. It's like you can carry way more than anyone would be able to. It's not even immersive.
Yeah.
It's just a hindrance. It makes you go out of your way to do something that you don't actually feel like doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why whenever I play any type of, like, if I wanted to do like a like replay a game without doing console commands, I would make the exception just for the carry weight.
Yeah.
I would just only adjust the carry weight, and then that's it. Because like I just don't want to have to deal with like, oh, I'm in the middle of looting this building, but I have to leave and come back.
So to one up the carry weight thing, they put carry weight on containers in Starfield. So like in
so you can't just have a bottomless storage chest.
Nope.
You have to build a new one.
You need to build a storage facility, pretty much. Like you have to.
That's stupid.
Like that's what I ended up starting to do. Like I had to build like a separate part to my base to where I had like a shelf, like shelves, and I would put all the things on the shelves.
You had to like Minecraft it. Well,
pretty
Minecraft
much, yeah.
Technically, the storage. Oh no, it caps
the
out
blocks.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb. They basically
I also
were like,
did not like that.
They basically listened to the community and then did the opposite.
And the part that sucks even more is the fact that there's not modding.
Well, there is, but not to the extent of like Fallout or Skyrim yet. But I mean, that the official tools come out next year, so I don't know when, but
then we'll get the real version.
Well, yeah, then the community will make the game that Bethesda couldn't.
We'll get cars that are vastly needed.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, like, I get why you wouldn't have cars in like Fallout, because there's so much, like, there's just so much crap around. You wouldn't be able to drive anywhere.
Yeah, well, and Fallout, to be honest, Fallout's one of those games where like the map's big, but as you traverse it on foot, you actually get around quicker than it feels.
Yeah.
You do get to your destination with it doesn't feel like it took forever,
Mhm.
even though it might have took a few minutes. Like, it's the same thing with Red Dead 2's map. It doesn't feel like you're just traveling.
Mhm.
Whereas, like, on Starfield, it's like you're either on a fast travel screen or you are just slowly, like, your boost pack, you get like one millisecond burst.
Oh, not me. That is actually something that I did mod with what they have.
Yeah.
Now I boost so far my game crashes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was watching you.
Like I is like I wish that I knew the creator right now because I would drop the name, but like there was a creator that made a jetpack mod to where you could, instead of just like boosting up, like you could adjust the parameters of your jetpacks, and like the horizontal boost, there's like a way to horizontal boost, so like you wouldn't have to run everywhere. I just like fly instantly to it. I was like, yes, this is what I want. Like, this is great. But then everything would have to render around me.
Yeah.
So,
Which the game's not built for that.
nope. Dude, it's an immersive experience just like Todd Howard wanted.
Yeah, immersive in the worst way possible.
But no, I mean, when I was doing the quest and stuff, it was interesting. I just got caught too much up in the resource aspect. And when I pick the game up again, I am not going to be focusing on it. Because that makes the game like...
Well, if you pick it up again, you're probably going to be like, I don't even remember what I was doing. I'm just going to start over.
Yeah.
And then you're going to do the same thing.
No, well, yeah, it depends on when I pick it up, I guess.
I forgot. I had that base, and then you're going to start building the base again, and you're going to be like, I'm just going to play something else.
Yeah. No, well, plus, like, after it came out, there's so many big games that came out. Like, MK1 came out.
But, dude, Starfield was the big game.
I know. Was supposed to be.
Well, I mean, it was funny because you're like we're both Bethesda RPG fans.
Yeah.
I would say that you're probably a bigger Bethesda RPG fan, even though I'm like a huge RPG fan of theirs anyways. But that was my sentiment ever since the first gameplay they showed for Starfield.
Too big?
Because that too, but because we talked about Starfield on and off ever since it was announced.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
But my whole main sentiment was every time I'd see it, I'd be like, I don't know. There's just something about this game that looks like it's going to be boring.
Yeah. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, and then then he kept talking about like the thousands of planets that are procedurally generated, and I'm like, well, that doesn't even sound fun. Like that sounds like something I would not want to do.
Yeah.
And then it comes out and it's like, wow, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Because it sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was very optimistic for it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, that's why I think you're like a bigger Bethesda RPG fan, because it's like no matter what, you were all in on it.
I played a lot of 76.
Yeah,
that's how big of a
that's the
Bethesda
thing, too.
RPG fan I am.
I think I stopped playing 76 after like the first like maybe 2 weeks. I played it and that was it.
I played it quite a bit.
No, I know. I just couldn't do it anymore. There's nothing. I heard there's a lot more to do now, but at the time there was just nothing to do.
Yeah.
You just walked around and shot things.
I'm purposely never gonna pick it up again because of the fact that what they did.
Well, yeah, we talked about that.
I'm making a stance.
Well, I wasn't gonna go back. Even if they added private lobbies, I probably wasn't gonna pick it up again.
All out burst.
Yeah, that $100 a year.
Do you remember when there was a guy that like made a website that was Fallout
Yeah,
First?
well, he took the domain. Yeah, he had the rights to the domain, and Bethesda was trying to get it back.
And like,
because Bethesda didn't they didn't get the, I forgot what it's called. They didn't get the right to the website. They created it, but they didn't secure it.
yeah,
where they like had where they owned the domain name.
Yeah,
and then someone else secured and owned the domain name before they got it official.
and it was just like once the Fallout First Pass thing came out, it was just them. Whoever owned it like made like a website for it and was just roasting it.
Yeah, it was just like a parody of the Fallout First Pass, but it was just like
was
telling you how much of a ripoff it was.
That was great.
But it's deserved. I heard that.
Dude, I would love to get that guy on the podcast.
They just
get everybody.
Yeah, they just had a patch for Skyrim. They're gonna try to monetize mods again on their creation club.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, so they're getting another backlash for that. And Nexus, like a bunch of Nexus users who make mods, they like came up with this whole community thing saying like, we'll never charge you for mods because it goes against the whole modding thing. So they're like, just don't let Bethesda do this. Because the thing is, every time Bethesda does this, when they update the game for new Creation Club mods, it breaks. Like, you have to update script extender, you have to upgrade any mods that use scripts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if those mods aren't being like supported by the original mod author anymore, then Bethesda just killed that mod for their own mods that nobody's gonna buy.
Yeah. Well, some might. That's the problem. Is that that like most people probably wouldn't, but there's also those people who don't know like any better.
Yeah. Well, you have to go out of your way to do it on Skyrim, but because you have to specifically go to the Creation Club menu and.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't just be on there, like you load it up and it's on the screen.
I would hope not.
They could update it like that. It'd be like mods. And
well, there is
like,
usually a mods tab and then a Creation Club tab. But your mods tab is the ones, because like you can get mods for console from Bethesda.net, but those are also user submitted. And then there's the Creation Club ones specifically are the ones that you can buy.
Yeah, so, I can see people doing it.
Oh, I can download this mod for money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
when Fallout 76. Like all the stuff that they announced as benefits for Fallout First, people did mod all of that stuff into the game when they were announced, and then Bethesda went after them because they wanted to sell it instead. So
yeah, like the there was like the Ranger armor.
Yeah,
from New Vegas.
Yeah, they modded that in, and then Bethesda took those mods down.
Yeah, so that they could make you pay for them.
Yeah. So.
They're like, we didn't make enough money on Starfield. What do people still like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Skyrim. People bought like at least 16 versions of that game.
Yeah, it's just sometimes developers, the timing of things that they do, it just seems like it's out of spite.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Like you didn't like our game, you didn't blindly like it or love it and give us praise on everything. Well, then fuck you.
Yeah. And you know what? We're not even gonna put out the mod tools anymore.
Elder Scrolls 6 canceled.
Yep.
Starfield 2 in development.
That'll show you we won't make any money.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just weird. And then, transitioning from that, Todd Howard was getting memed on the internet because of the Game Awards. Starfield, this is transitioning into the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, because of the fact that
Starfield didn't win any awards.
Yeah.
They were nominated for a couple of things. They were barely nominated for anything though. They were nominated for Best RPG, but they were up against
Who
Baldur's
nominated
Gate.
them?
I don't know. They were up against Baldur's Gate 3.
Todd Howard? Did Todd Howard nominate them?
Maybe.
I nominate Starfield.
But the thing is with that is Spider-Man 2 didn't end up winning anything either.
That is dude, I told you last time. The last podcast.
Yeah,
sucks, dude.
0
out of 10. Redfall's better.
Yeah.
Did Redfall win anything?
No, I don't think No, actually Redfall wasn't nominated. It was nominated for, I think, Best Co-op Game.
See, dude? Better than Spider-Man 2.
But it didn't win.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sure Baldur's Gate won that.
Yeah. I would think so. Baldur's Gate 3 was nominated for a lot of categories.
That's I figured.
Well, one game of the year.
Yeah, I
figured. I said that last time. Yeah. I was like, it doesn't matter what I pick. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably gonna win.
Yeah,
which it did. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't the type of game I'd normally play, so I didn't really know much to it about
That's what I tried to get you into. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like jumping into that.
Yep. That's the one. See, like I said, very weird about games.
I don't know. I was playing Alan Wake series at the time. I just got done playing Spider-Man 2. I was going to play RoboCop and Hellboy next, and then
once those are done, you'll have tons of time.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is like a 500-hour game.
Dude, easy. It's either that or Starfield. You're forced.
Starfield would probably take less time.
You think so? Oh yeah, I guess if you didn't do any of the planets.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's more. It is very fun. I had already been playing Baldur's Gate 3, like the early access. I was playing it. I was like, "This is awesome," and then I think that's probably why I wasn't as into the like when it released. Me and my good friends Tyler and Pick, we played it and we were playing like a kind of like a co-op version of it. But it's also hard to get 3 people together to do stuff
Well, that's
often.
yeah. I mean, that's the other reason why I didn't jump into your group because
we'd never play.
I'd eventually like with big games like that. Yeah, I eventually lose interest in the narrative because it's been so long in between play sessions. Because I'm the same way with like Skyrim. Even though I love Skyrim, if I don't consistently play a playthrough I started and I try to come back to it like a month later, I just don't feel like continuing where I left off.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like for instance, like if it were me and you that were doing it, I feel like me and you play enough together to where we would be able to do it.
We play Texas Chainsaw
pretty solid
every night.
I know. But yeah, I mean, game looks awesome. Like the story's awesome. Just to me is like that game technically did come out this year, but it's been around for a while. So,
yeah.
But I figured it was.
Yeah, no, I knew it was, even though I didn't play it.
Yeah.
I could just tell, mainly because of the community sentiment towards it.
Yeah,
it was so positive.
It's good, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Alan Wake 2 won a few awards, which surprised me. I mean, it won Best Narrative against Baldur's Gate 3, so that's, I mean, everything's gonna win different awards on different websites. That the Game Awards isn't representative, like a definitive thing by any means, but
just wait, Starfield Game of the Year edition's coming soon.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, Bethesda will dub it Game of the Year, which is all that they need to actually make a Game of the Year version, apparently. But yeah, they won Best Game Direction and I think something else too.
Alan Wake 2.
Art, yeah, I think they might have won something for art as well.
I did want to play that by the end of the year, but I don't know if that's gonna timeline wise if that's gonna work out.
I don't even know if you're gonna beat RoboCop by then.
I know, I've just been busy, man. I've been like sitting down nightly. I'm like, I'm gonna play it, but then
and you send me a text, Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, and then there's that. Yeah, well, because then it's late, and I don't wanna. I don't know if because of the fact that I'm recording it. Like, I don't know if I have the energy to do something like that.
All right, guys. We're back with RoboCop.
It takes like a certain amount of energy.
Well, I'm at the same. Like
You're very monotone.
Yeah. When I'm excited about something, I sound like I sound the same as if I'm disappointed in something.
Wow.
Like,
look at that.
I love Skyrim. Dude, I fucking hate this game.
Yeah. See? Doesn't matter. You'll never know how he truly feels.
Well, I was confusing Eric when I was telling him that Witcher 3 is my favorite game. He's like, "Is it though?" Like, I can't tell. Well, they do. It really is.
Yeah, it's my favorite game.
Like, I hate Witcher.
Can't you tell how giddy I am?
Like, The Witcher sucks.
Yeah. Can they see that? Yeah. They can a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it.
Let's just zoom in. Another Crash Bandicoot situation.
Yeah, I'll just grab all of them.
Yeah, lay them all out right here.
Yeah. But, I mean, and then there was
Game
a lot
Awards.
of announcements too at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna go over all of them.
No.
There was a lot of games that I would not even know where to begin to talk about because I know nothing about them. They're like smaller scale games from studios that are not as big, which doesn't mean they're gonna be bad games. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest ones were they finally had a gameplay trailer for Hellblade. Senua's Sacrifice, the sequel to it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
you played that.
Yeah, I played the first one.
Did I get you
Yeah,
that?
you did.
I did.
Did you ever play that game?
No, I didn't. I know it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah, well,
it's like
graphics,
a movie.
the graphics in the second one look nuts too.
Yeah.
And it looks very similar in terms of like the way the combat, because the combat goes really in, like you're in like a 1v1 very visceral fight, and it looks like it's doing that again with 2.
Is it a pretty like linear game?
Yeah, it's like a gritty linear Viking era.
Like a Souls like?
No, it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. It usually focuses on 1v1 fights, where kind of like a For Honor type of fighting system, but not as like advanced, I guess. Like you do
every
dodge,
player is a boss. Everyone you fight.
Well, there's like minor fights. I think you do fight more than one opponent sometimes. It's been a while since I played it, but it's not like you get into like massive fights. But it's like you parry, you dodge.
Is it like Rise?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It's, I mean, you don't go into like executions the same way or anything like that, but there's like, they do like dynamic kills.
Okay.
So it's like, it feels like it's seamless, just like a quick takedown. Like they show her in the trailer sticking an axe in their face and then they just fall.
To me, I think that I never ended up getting that game because I was like, I haven't seen any gameplay for it. But
well, the gameplay is it's a very story heavy focused game.
I thought that all I saw was cinematics, but then I found out actually I think it was from Pick, who was playing it before you started playing it, and he was like, I saw the game, I'm like, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks absolutely insane, and so I was like, I guess it's not just I guess I wasn't just seeing the cinematics. This is actual gameplay.
No, yeah. I mean, that's what people were debating for a long time with the second one. We're like, is this cinematic or is this in game? Because I couldn't tell. And they showed the in game, and it looks just as good as the cinematic. So
yeah,
it's probably gonna be pretty crazy, and that's gonna be an Xbox exclusive.
Oh yeah.
So that's another one they're getting.
So that's not coming at all to PC. I mean,
well,
Game
it
Pass.
It's
maybe?
coming to PC.
Oh.
If it's Xbox exclusive, it's coming to PC. That's just
via Game Pass, or
well,
it'll
it'll
also
probably
come
be
to
on Steam.
Okay.
Microsoft's usually pretty good with that.
That's nice.
And then another Xbox exclusive that was announced, Blade.
Oh, that's gonna be Xbox exclusive too.
It's Bethesda. It's made by Arcane Lion, so you don't have to worry about it being like Redfall because it's a totally different Arcane. It's the ones who made Dishonored and Deathloop.
You know those vampire killers you like from Redfall?
Yeah.
Well, now meet the ultimate vampire killer.
They just replaced Blade.
Yeah.
Like one of them is just dubbed Blade from that game.
Yeah.
But no, it was just a CG trailer. It looks like it's going to be kind of like a comic book Across the Spider-Verse graphic style, which
is like the frame, like the skippy.
It doesn't have the
skip.
Like I'm just talking about like the way it looks.
Oh, okay.
The animation's fine. Like it's not like that.
Like cell shaded.
Yeah, but it also has like the comic dots.
Okay.
So I mean that might.
Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I guess. Does Wolf Among Us have the comic dots?
I thought so. I thought it had like weird shading.
I mean, it was cell shaded.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like a comic booky type looking game, which I guess that could go either way for people. It's fine for me. I'd prefer it to have like a more realistic look, but it doesn't really matter as long as the game's good.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that surprised me, because I was worried it was going to be a first-person game, and I was like, superhero games in first-person, like you want to see the hero. Like that's kind of the main pull
to me, like Deathloop. Wow, I love Deathloop. That's a really good game. Too. And like,
but I'm just
if
saying,
there was someone that was gonna make a first-person game, I would be fine with it being.
Yeah, but I mean, you're Blade, and you wouldn't even be able to see him.
It's voiced by Wesley Snipes.
No, I don't know who the voice actor is, but they did announce that it's actually going to be like a third-person game. It is funny because the way they were talking about it on stage, they even like emphasized it, like it's going to be a third person, and the crowd was like, "Yeah."
Nice.
Because it's like it's. I think for superhero games, you have to go third person.
It'll be interesting to see if they're able to pull off a third. Like that. That's what would have me worried, is the fact that.
I mean, the third person's been around for such a long time now that you wouldn't think it would be a problem. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just really bad at animation rigging.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I don't know. I guess
and it takes place in Paris.
We'll have to see. Paris.
Which is interesting. We won't see New York.
No.
So that's good. A little bit of variation in maps. I don't think it's going to be like connected to...
Everything's always in New York when it comes to superheroes.
Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, so now PlayStation has Spider-Man and Wolverine, and
is that going to be in New York?
I don't know. I don't know. They didn't really go on further details for that
Canada?
Game. Maybe.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, but so Xbox gets Blade. Maybe Microsoft will be generous and just let it exist on all platforms.
They need something, man.
Yeah, well, after Modern Warfare 3 being their first exclusive Call of Duty. And then,
wait, is it?
Technically, yeah. Well, that's like it's not exclusive, yeah. That's their first Call of Duty ever since they made the deal.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. But, I mean,
they had Redfall. That was their exclusive.
Yeah, but that's Bethesda.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm talking mainly just from like the Activision deal.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Bethesda's been doing fine for them, I guess, except Starfield probably didn't go as well.
Well,
as they
I'm
hoped.
assuming Redfall didn't go over well.
No, it didn't.
Like their exclusives have been pretty ass lately.
Yeah, well,
Comparatively to Sony.
Yeah, well, it's been like that for a while. I mean, they've had good exclusives, but Sony usually just has amazing.
Well, that's the thing is I wish Sony was not in terms of like, shitty exclusives, but I wish that Sony was more like Microsoft in terms of allowing their games to be on.
No, I know. Well, Sony's weird with all of that in general, the way they do things. They want to control their own market as much as they can. There was that one controversy recently where there was like some licensing issue with some Discovery shows. And like you could buy them digitally on the PlayStation Marketplace to watch them anytime, but the Sony store lost the license to them, but they also had to get rid of it from your library. So even if you had bought them, you would lose access to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which the whole thing was like, this is like the fear of everything going digital only.
Yeah.
Because they could technically do this with games as well.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah. So there was that whole thing.
Yeah, they technically could.
I mean, that is part of the user agreement when you buy a game. It is a license, so you technically don't own the game.
Kind of messed up.
Yeah, well, that's like then they double down on it with a live service game where you technically don't own it, and they can cut support at any time. It's funny because if you look at the Suicide Squad store page where it talks about like the battle pass things, they said that like all live service functions are subject to change and they can be discontinued at any time. It's like, okay, that's
at any
that's
time.
great.
So
yeah.
You could buy it instantly.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's live service
because you're agreeing to their that's. There has to be some sort of like a legal type of thing.
I mean, there might be, but I'm sure the gaming space has enough loopholes where they can get around all of that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And there's not very many people who are wealthy enough to actually go into a legal battle with any of these companies.
And with Activision, you mean you don't have the money to?
So they can basically do whatever they want.
Activision can pretty much just.
And everybody in the government's too old to know anything about it.
Pull your pants down to take you to town, man.
So,
Activision.
It's all unregulated. Then, like I said, everybody in the office that would be able to have the power to do anything is too old to understand what's going on. So it's just they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? There was so the one that looked super interesting to me from the Game Awards stuff that I saw was OD.
Oh yeah, well they didn't really show anything. They just showed the face rigs.
Yeah, but like there was like debate on whether or not that was
well,
that was like animation.
It should be animation because they did the same thing with Hellblade 2. They showed like the face rig technology. They recorded it on stage and then showed what the final thing was. Like they did it in real time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like perfect. It was like she was right there.
That's nuts.
So they just basically did the same thing with OD. But the thing that's interesting for me with that game is that it's Hideo Kojima and Jordan Peele. Behind it.
Jordan Peele, that's the part that's interesting. Is like because he has come up with some of the wonkiest like. Have you seen all the movies like what is it like Us?
Yeah, Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out. Nope. Yeah, Not of Planet Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and I think that he like did the remake Twilight Zone too.
Yeah, I think he did. I didn't see that though.
Hideo Kojima's stuff is already weird as hell, and so like now with Jordan Peele, it's like maybe they're the same person. Jordan Peele takes his face off, and it's Hideo Kojima.
It's a Key and Peele skit.
Yeah,
they've been doing this whole time.
Yeah,
it was actually Keegan Michael Key was Hideo Kojima the whole time.
Oh,
it's like I made Metal Gear.
It's like what's going on? Yeah, no, that looked insane, and if that's gonna be like actually. That's what it's gonna look like in game.
Well, if Hellblade 2 is any indication, it probably will. I know they're not made by the same people, but I think they're using the same technology for it.
Yeah, that will be absolutely. What else? Oh, there was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, yeah, that's why it was escaping my mind.
Yeah,
I've never been like a Final Fantasy player.
Specifically Final Fantasy 7 and 10, but. Yeah, I mean the remake. I played Final Fantasy VII remake, which I loved that game. It'll be very interesting to see what they. Obviously, you don't know anything about like any of this stuff. People apparently are freaking out over Sid, and to me, he looks exactly what I would expect like a live action, like an updated version of Sid to look like.
Oh, dude, he's supposed to be hideous.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he looks how I would imagine a Sid to look, but apparently people think he's hot. So I don't know.
Well, that's what you said when you saw him.
Like, dang, Sid is hot.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, I mean it. From what they showed, it looked interesting. It looked very, very much like a Japanese game.
Looked like a Final Fantasy.
There's Aerith just singing on stage. That one was weird to me, but it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing.
Well, yeah, because I heard they were changing the story quite a bit from the original 7.
That's what it seems like, because, well, there's spoilers. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VII, which is, I think it came out in 1995, maybe, or something like that, 99 potentially. Aerith, who's one of the main characters, like dies. It's like,
wow, dude, now I don't even want to play it.
I know, I ruined it. But
well, there was like a hidden Easter egg. Well, it was fake, but there was apparently a hidden Easter egg where you could save her, but it was never real. But there was people who were tried, like they would do a bunch of different stuff with the game to see if they could. So maybe they'll actually add that. Maybe they'll add some secret way to save her.
Well, so like the transition at the end of the remake of 7, like it seems like they're adding a lot more lore type stuff into it from like to kind of catch up with where other things were at. Like the movie Advent Children, it seems like they added a ton more in to like support that with the remake. Yeah, I mean it seems like it's gonna be also Crisis Core, which I did a playthrough of.
The ending blacked out.
Yeah, I know that, of course. Yeah, the ending blacked out in it, but that. Like, it seems like they added a lot more of Zack into it and stuff, so it'll be... I'm going to get it, but it'll be interesting to see what they do from here, because with the ending of, technically, part 1 of it, it ends vastly differently than how the part 1, technically, of the original Final Fantasy VII ends. So... I don't know. Maybe Aerith won't die. I had seen some stuff whereas like people thought that the original Final Fantasy VII is like a dream or something that Cloud has, something like that. Like a bunch of weird, like just weird things that
he'll know how to save Aerith.
Maybe I don't know.
It was just a vision.
Maybe
he's like, why were we such tiny polygonal people?
Something weird like that. It was like vision or something. But yeah, it'll be interesting. See what comes of it.
I mean, the other thing too that has me excited was Sega had a few reveals. They revealed a new Jet Set Radio, which it's like a very brief, like 2-second clip of it.
I think it's to compete with
Cyberpunk?
Yeah,
or Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
Yeah, not Cyberpunk. Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I was gonna call it.
I mean, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is basically a Jet Set Radio game. So
no one makes Jet Set Radio except for us.
Yeah, I mean the new one that they did show a little bit of looks good. It showed Beat skating around a little bit, and then it showed the DJ guy who usually briefs you on everything, and then it switched to a new Crazy Taxi that was announced, but. Yep. That looks like it's going to be some PvP racing thing where you're competing for passengers or something, so I'm less excited about that.
Yeah.
They had a few other things. It was all mashed together in one thing. I don't remember what the other ones were. I think one of them was like a new Golden Axe.
Sega, you said Sega, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they the ones...
I might, the other Jet Sets?
I might be wrong on this, but they're Monster Hunter, right?
I don't think so. No, that's Capcom.
Capcom. Oh, I always mix them up. Sega and Capcom.
Oh.
They had to have done stuff in the past. There must be a reason that I mixed them up.
I mean, Sega's always, like, they're behind Sonic. They made the other Jet Set radios.
You know, remember when Sonic was in Resident Evil?
Yeah, I don't think they've ever collaborated on anything, but maybe they did. I can't think of it.
I need to figure this out now. There has to be one.
I'm not wrong.
I
can't
could
be.
100% be wrong.
Merged. Have they become one?
Olympic game.
There you go. That's probably what you're thinking of.
Sega and Capcom partner for Monster Hunter DLC.
Oh, yeah. There's probably a DLC pack in Monster Hunter World or something.
Yep, I'm right.
Yeah. Well, what DLC? I mean, you played Monster Hunter World, right?
Nope. No, I.
Yeah, that was
I
the
don't
other
know
thing
why.
though. They did announce a new Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Monster
that's
Hunter
like
Wilds.
that was like their big reveal. I've never like
Well,
me and
for
you.
Capcom. That was the only thing they had, I think.
That was the final reveal of the Game Awards.
Well, in the thing we watched, I don't know when they revealed it on stage.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter is a pretty huge franchise. I've never really played it though. I don't think I've ever. No, I played it once in school because this one kid I talked to had it on Nintendo DS or whatever. So I tried it on there. That's it.
It seems like it's just like
you hunt monsters.
Dragon's Dogma. It just seems like Dragon's Dogma.
Well, Dragon's Dogma would be more like Monster Hunter. I think Monster Hunter's been around longer.
Yeah, but like I guess for me, like comparatively from what I've seen, Dragon's Dogma I also haven't really played much of.
No, I haven't either.
But they're also coming out with Dragon's Dogma 2. That game to me was always interesting in the fact that you could like climb on.
Yeah, I remember that from the demo.
Which was pretty cool. But yeah, that was one of the bigger reveals. Monster Hunter.
I think that's most of the major ones. I mean, Suicide Squad had a new trailer.
Yep.
And they revealed some more stuff with the Justice League. Like they had like a brief image of Nightmare Batman, so he's all like demonic looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, everything else looks about the same that they've been showing. So nothing really completely new there.
Yeah. Trying to think of what else. I think that's probably it. Matthew McConaughey was guest.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't even know what he was presenting.
A guest presenter.
But I mean, that's all the major stuff. The other thing that happened too, which wasn't at the Game Awards, but they had the Quan Chi reveal trailer for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and that's another one. I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to watch it here.
You're always so behind.
It'll be worth it.
Well, you gotta make it black and white.
Oh, pretty gory, huh?
Otherwise, the whole entire podcast will be age restricted.
All right, we can black and white it. Quan Chi death.
Yeah. Not that hard to find. Just type that in. There, it's right there.
Official.
Chameleon's in it too.
Yeah.
The next cameo.
So that's the thing, is it seems like we talked about this a little bit just like between us, but it seems like they're gonna be releasing, at least for now, they're gonna be releasing characters on like a monthly basis.
Yeah.
At least that's how it has been going.
Yeah. Pretty much. Though they don't need to do that. The cameos I feel like could easily come out the same day as the main roster character.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, they're pretty much essentially Tremor did.
Yeah, you could
come
play
out the same day as Omni-Man.
Unintentionally on PC.
Yeah.
They also, it looks like there's a new stage in this trailer as well.
Huh.
Put your demons at my command, and we'll talk.
Do you think my hand that weak, Bihan?
What the hell was that? What the hell is that? Like licking them.
Anyone
He looks
who draws
insanely
power
fast.
from the nether realm
Is destined to be a god among men.
I had hoped our alliance would be more deadly.
Deadly Alliance.
All
I
in
noticed that
good
Chameleon
time, Shang Tsung.
seems to be all the different female ninjas.
Finish him.
Yeah.
Fatality. Quan Chi wins. Flawless victory.
You wish to fight me?
Not fight. Beat senseless.
And that's the trailer.
All right.
Dude, it's your YouTube.
I don't know what that is.
That's Quan Chi. The other thing you can see too is Chameleon actually has different forward grabs. Because the one forward grab, she's in Jade mode, and then the other one, she's in Katana mode.
Oh, really?
Which apparently the move, you don't have to use like, you don't have to do it like you do with Tremor, where you have to switch. You just call the move, and that's what she does. So like, she'll have fan toss.
I wonder if she'll have a different, like...
She just has like a
grab
bunch of
button or
moves
something?
that you can... No, I think it just randomizes. Like, you'll do a forward grab, and she'll just be whatever she wants to be.
Does it do something, like... I guess the frame data change, though? It would have to, I would think, if it's a different move.
Well, the with grabs, the only thing that matters is the startup.
And in the end, like, if it pops them up, right?
Well, grabs usually don't pop up.
No? Okay.
Like, because it's not a command grab, it's like the actual grab.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's just like you'll just smack them down.
Yeah. Essentially, to me, Quan Chi just looks like a quicker version of Rain. But, like, with less reach.
Well, yeah, but he has a little bit more combat, too.
He has, like, a bajillion
Portals.
special moves.
Yeah, I know.
What is he? He has, like, purple skulls.
Well, I feel like some of his combos open up portals, too.
Yeah.
So they might not all be specials. But, yeah, I know. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
He looks the best he's ever looked in terms of his fighting. He has...
It's better than, what was it? Was it 11 or X where he was just, like, slow as dog shit?
He was really slow in 9.
9?
He was kind of slow in X, but he had one variation that was pretty decent.
There was one variation he had with a bat. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that one sucked. Puggles.
Yeah. Like, well, apparently now he can summon glass. So.
And tentacles.
Yeah, and it'll lick you good. So I'm sure that'll probably either be a brutality or fatality or something at one point. But yeah, I mean, he looks good.
Comes out very soon too.
Yeah.
It comes out next week.
Oh, really?
It comes out December 14th.
Yeah, that'll be next week. I'll be gone.
Yeah, I'll have to play it.
Yeah.
I'll be because the season 3 should start too.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing Invasions. I'll be streaming Invasion season 3 as Quan Chi.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then there'll be a new seasonal tower to grind.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
To level him up.
Maybe. We'll see, because we don't know if they're going to cap it.
They might cap it at level 30, which would be stupid. Because the whole point, they literally talked about it on the Combat Cast. They're like, you can scale it as high as you want to go.
Except now you can't, because we figured out people can actually level their characters up.
You're leveling your character up in your own time in a mostly single-player game, and that has no bearing on PvP? How dare you?
A mostly single-player game that we don't want to be single-player at all?
No. Well, like, what is having a character mastered do against, like, what is that against? Like, why would that be a problem for them?
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't make sense why they would enforce it so much, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Technically, I mean,
just for the hell of it.
I know that we make fun of them for it, but technically they gave us a better way to level up.
No, they did. I know. It's just no one knew at the time because since it was completely new to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes longer, but you're rewarded for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially. But that's why I'm saying I don't know why if they did cap it, that'd be really dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why do they care so much?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if that does happen,
Like, I know you can get dragon crystals from leveling the characters up, but that you still can anyways.
XP boosters, dude. They were just waiting.
Well, at this point, they could only sell XP boosters to newcomers.
Yeah.
Because at this point, people who actually they're dedicated to playing the game still, they definitely took advantage of these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're not gonna buy the XP boosters.
Yeah.
Like, I heard some people were getting their towers up to like level 86
Really?
with like a custom war horn.
Oh yeah, I did hear
The
about
spears?
that. Yeah, that's like where all the little Barakas come out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then like I can just imagine in that tower, you probably get a level up per fight.
Probably, yeah, easily.
If you're in the 20s,
Yeah.
and when you're not in the 20s, you probably get like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know why they care so much about that because mastering the character really doesn't do anything.
Mhm.
You just get some cosmetics.
Yeah.
It's really only worth getting them to 15 mostly because that's when you get all their brutalities, and then the next best thing would be getting them to 18 and then 31 because 18 you get their other palette swap, like a new skin, and then at 31 you'll have the 200 dragon crystals total.
Yeah, the one thing that I am kind of nervous about, and I think we talked about this before, but with Quan Chi and like other MK characters that they're going to be adding,
the reward track.
Yeah, well, like because Omni-Man ends at 20, right?
Yeah, he can go up to 35, but you don't get
anything.
Yeah, you stop getting stuff at 20.
We talked about that. It's like you can't give us dragon crystals for that.
No,
It's
or
like,
even coins.
Yeah, nothing.
Anything at all.
Easy fatality tokens.
Yeah. But dude, those are for disabled people to have a easier time.
It's
so
like
you have to buy them with real money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So
level
disabled
up
people have to
cameos.
spend more money.
Yeah, well, that's what they said when they first added them in X.
Yeah.
But they were only purchasable at the time. They eventually added them to the Crypt Shrine. But it's like, what? So disabled people have to spend more money than normal people to play your game?
Exactly.
Seems a little...
There's a barrier of entry here, okay? Yeah. No, it's... So, like, for Omni-Man, I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense. It's not their character, so maybe they're limited on what they can actually give them in terms of, like, accessories, in terms of palettes.
You would think, but in 11 they were able to... in 11 they had, I think, 4 different type of skins with different colors, but one of them was, like, NetherRealm's design of the character. For each one. Like, Joker had his own design, Spawn had his own NetherRealm design, RoboCop, Terminator, Rambo.
So, yeah,
So they could have done their own design with Omni-Man, but...
I'm worried. I'm worried that they're going to treat Quan Chi, who is a Mortal Kombat character, as...
Yeah, I mean...
Instead of it being a Mortal Kombat character,
he doesn't have too many different looking skins. Like, his new one looks a little bit different, but he looks like Quan Chi. Like, Quan Chi always has he has like a harness with spikes, and then pants.
They give him his MK4.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, the only other thing they could really give him is like MK4, where he's got like the sweater. This harness is just over it, but he still has it.
They could also give him his soul sucked out skin.
But I don't think they will, because they haven't gave us like a maskless Katana Melina
for no reason.
There's also like the tea house Raiden and Kung Lao, where they're just in their civilian clothes. They didn't give us that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give us Johnny's story.
Wait, no, they did give us I thought they did give us a maskless Katana.
Well, yeah, the Sun-Do Festival one, but she doesn't she doesn't wear a mask in her normal suit either. They didn't do that. And then they didn't give us like Johnny Cage's like Matrix looking suit. It's like the skin tight.
Yeah.
They didn't give us that. So there's a lot of stuff they didn't give us that you would think
for
they
no
would.
reason. I don't know why.
And since like there's a normal looking Quan Chi in story mode, I'm wagering we won't get that.
Well, Ed Boon had also, so here's another thing for like MK wise. Ed Boon also mentioned the fact that they're planning on doing another DLC like Aftermath, but with MK1. So maybe it's something where when they drop that, this is just me being hopeful. I doubt it because every chance that Mortal Kombat 1 has had, it's disappointed me in a lot of things. So, but I'm hopeful that it's like, okay, you get the DLC's going to drop, and that's when they add all the other things that should have been added from the beginning. All these skins that all the characters have that are
there's
already
a lot
in the
of
game.
it. There's a lot of it in the files as something that is unlockable, even if you can't unlock it yet. But there's some stuff that they're still missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of the evil, like what is it called?
Like the remnant, not the remnant, but like the evil versions of them.
Yeah, I forgot the names of the skins were called. Like whatever, it doesn't matter. The evil dark skins, a lot of those are just like relegated to the final season bosses and Titan battles. So like the next season boss is gonna be Sub-Zero, so we'll finally get his dark skin in season 3.
Yeah.
And then whatever their Titan battle is going to be, that's where you'll get the other ones. So a lot of those are in the game currently. You just have to wait months to get them. But yeah, a lot of the story mode skins are surprisingly not earnable. Those might be things like the Cardavala Havoc was in the shrine. Same with the Sundo Katana. So most of those will probably show up in the shrines during season rotations. But it's like I said, it's all there already. We just have to wait.
Yeah.
But...
yeah,
it's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah, and they also, I mean, they showed Peacemaker. Too,
yeah, right at the
end. A
end.
little bit, so.
Well, he's going to be probably in February, I'm
yeah,
guessing,
if it's going on the monthly, like, thing, then I would assume that. We'll see. We'll see if they're going to do it similar to how they did. Like, if it's going to be the 30 days, we'll see at Season 3. Like if it's going to be 30 days until the next season, or like if it's going to be longer, because it was 30 days last time, right?
Well, it was 30 days this time. The first season was like 80 days.
Yeah.
It was like really long.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure Chameleon then would probably drop in January.
Probably like mid to late January.
Yeah. She's probably fully playable now. Well, clearly.
Yeah.
We just saw it.
They might have the same bug with Tremor.
Yeah.
Where when they update the game, she'll be briefly playable for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they plugged it server side, so they didn't have to push a patch. But, I mean...
keep your game on.
Yeah, technically. Well, no, I mean, I feel like if you would load a menu, it would probably relock it too.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Guess it depends on the game, but yeah. I mean, those are all the major things. Devour has a Christmas event right now.
Yeah.
You can get a Santa suit for Frank, which was the most recently added character. I don't even know when they added him. Sometime late last year, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
And then there's like a white robe you can get for collecting all the Christmas presents on each map. And then Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw, they dropped so we haven't really heard much since they released their major update with like Nancy and Danny. But they did recently actually add like a Muerto Times, which is their version of here's what's coming soon.
Yeah, in the most nondescript ways they can explain it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not even a big Muerto Times. There's like, 8 things total on it? 9?
As well, I mean, for those who play Texas Chainsaw, I know there's probably some who are listening who don't. But for those who do, and are like clued into the community, as you can guess, there's been a lot of backlash on Danny.
Yeah.
And so that's like an ongoing family.
Well, there's complaint about Nancy too, but yeah, Danny's whole thing is like most people complain that there's no counter for him, but the family member existing is the counter to him. But I'm the only thing I will say that is overpowered with Danny is when you get him to level 3, which I recently did. His ability, you can just instantly inspect stuff, so you don't have to take the time to sit there and look at it. You can just blast through things. That's the one thing I can see them changing, but I don't think because he can tamper with objectives that he's overpowered. Because before Family were just, besides Slaughterhouse, Family was just super comfortable existing to where they only had to guard generator, battery, and fuse box.
Well, and so
because Valve you didn't have to worry about at all.
Yeah.
Now you actually have to add Valve to your patrol if there's a Danny in the game, which most family members are like, oh great, I have to do more work.
Yeah.
It's like I can't just easily win.
Yeah. And just stand here and all the victims just die of bleeding out.
Yeah.
No, the like it also, like, even though you do tamper with something, it doesn't mean
No, it
anything.
doesn't stay. Well, it stays
doesn't
open.
stay.
Like normally I mean, you were on Family House. You were never gonna get out of the Valve zone. It didn't matter, but it stays open long enough for normal maps other than Family House to where it would if you opened it, it would buy everybody enough time to get out. So it's still worth tampering. It just doesn't open it permanently. Apparently, the permanent thing, I think, was confused because if you tamper with the fuse box, there's a bug right now where it opens the basement door permanently, even though it's not supposed to. But yeah, I mean, Danny just makes certain escapes more viable than they used to be.
And I mean, if you are that worried about it, then make sure that you have a hitchhiker in your match.
Yeah.
And
or you just pay attention to the pressure tank.
Yeah, or go over there.
Because usually the pressure tank...
It is a little tougher to... Like, if you're actively chasing someone around...
Yeah,
but I mean... else or something.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is a lot of people use that as their opportunity. Like,
distraction, yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have every family member chasing one person. Like, even if they're looping you, that person that's looping you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're better off just having one person focus on them until, like, other things are cleaned up, and then they can go help you.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, because out of all the games me and you had where we're family and there's a Danny, I think we've had tampered objectives 2 out of like 20 plus games.
Yeah.
So he's never been a problem.
It's not.
And the one we had, he tampered and we killed the 2 people trying to get out through the tank. We killed Danny and Akani. The other 2 got through a different exit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, just because the pressure tank is now something that they can use doesn't mean it's broken. Because it's like they always had 4 escapes. It's just one of them was pointless.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a Danny on your team, one of them can actually be used.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like family just got comfortable where there was 3 killers and they only had to guard 3 things, which was annoying because it's like, well, that's like, who's gonna go for pressure tank?
Yeah.
You could. Before in Slaughterhouse it was worth it because the tank was in the basement, but now it's not. So it's easy, and they made it easier for the family to turn it off. Like before it would take like 8 to 10 seconds to turn the thing off. Now it takes 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And it repressurizes. So if they don't turn it back on right away, it resets technically.
Yeah.
Before it would remain at the progress they had it at. So if they kept turning it on, it would eventually open the gate.
Yeah.
So now it's like almost impossible to use it unless you have a Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of see it in the fact of, like, he can instantly open it with the tamper ability. Like, you can.
But I mean,
like, even if it's on patrol, he could just wait until whoever it is left. He could just go over there and instantly open it.
Yeah, but it's like I said, that's the one thing I can see them nerfing is instant inspect.
Yeah.
Because normally you'd have to sit there and look at it. So you'd have to look at it, plug it in, and then tamper with it. But with the instant inspect, he just does it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing I can see them changing. That's like the only thing I would say that is overpowered. They might change that to where he just like inspects things faster to like a certain percentage, but
yeah,
overall he's not really that problematic.
Yeah, I mean, he also, that's the thing too, is it's like you also have to realize, like, the victims have to get out of the basement. They have to somehow find out where. Like, obviously, if you've played longer, you're gonna know, like, spawn points of certain things, like fuses and valves and things. But, like, you still have to find it. Like, you have to maneuver through the map and find the stuff.
No, I feel like a lot of the family members that complain are probably like the ones that run into the basement as soon as they can, or they just don't even patrol it at all.
And the cool thing is as a family member, there's a button you can hit to where you can see where all those items are.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like, the family vision is actually like really OP.
Yeah, you can also hear if there are victims by you.
Because like even if you have like padlocks and traps plays, you can see those highlighted. So if someone's like disarmed it without being like caught in it to alert you, you can just bring up family vision to see if it's been disarmed.
Yeah.
And you can see if the fuse box has been opened from like the other side of the map. So it's like the family have a lot of different ways to just know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you can also look at the victim points. So you can tell if they're doing something.
Don't tell them our secrets.
Well, it's like that's one thing that people wish they would change. Is like you really shouldn't be able to see the victim scores when you're family, because it literally tells you they're doing something.
Just like their levels. For no reason they changed that. I'm still salty about that. There's no reason.
I know. At this point, it doesn't even matter. But
or that they're partied.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like I said, to me, it doesn't matter because it's just the way it is. But before, people would just lobby dodge if they seen a high level person, which lobby dodging is still an issue. Yeah. So if they brought it back, it'd become an even bigger issue.
Oh, I mean, on top of that, issues like there's a ton of bugs that, at least, I don't know if it's just Nancy's house or just in general, that have been happened. Well, and the Leatherface one.
Oh yeah, the overheating chainsaw.
Yeah, yeah, and
that one happens to me all the time now.
But it seems like gun media is kind of scaled back on the amount of updates. They used to do like weekly updates, and I think that now it's kind of taking a little bit longer for them to like implement new updates and stuff. So, in the Mortal times though, they did say that they're doing like a fix right now for a UI bug for Leatherface's chainsaw.
Yeah, which
you don't know. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense the way they word it, because it's not a UI bug.
Yeah,
it's like what happens is like the perks that you would pick for Leatherface would prevent his chainsaw from overheating by a certain percentage. So when you would land an overhead strike, you can see the meter hit a certain threshold. Mm-hmm. But now what it does is it'll hit that threshold and start rebuilding, and then it'll immediately drain.
Huh.
So it doesn't overheat until it starts building back up, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite. So it's like, yeah, the UI is showing you that it's overheating, but the chainsaw physically does overheat.
Yeah.
So it's not just a UI bug. So I don't know what they mean by that, because it's actually a bug that just forces your chainsaw to overheat, even though it shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it's like a thing where it's not showing correctly, and so people are hitting the button to like rev it, and that's overheating it. I don't know.
Well, it shouldn't. That's not the way it would work.
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense the way they explain it, because it's not just a UI bug.
Also, the other major one, there's also a perk. I don't know exactly what the perk is, so I won't go into that. But the other one was that Danny's permanently able to open the fuse box exit.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Like that he could it's just open forever.
Yeah,
I thought
with it.
I actually thought that's how his ability worked when he tampered with stuff.
That's what it was in like the file description when it was leaked, but they obviously changed it later.
Yeah, but
they didn't change the fuse box.
No.
So if you tamper with fuse, it does remain open forever.
There you go. There's also a couple of other ones that they have under investigation. Johnny's movement and lunge, I'm sure that's probably based off of family complaint when they nerfed it.
Yeah, because he used to just be able to snap to you from like 5 feet away. Which,
I mean, he still can kill you like instantly.
No,
so I don't know.
But I mean, you could tell it was unintentional, but it was similar to the outcry with the whole sissy bug, where she'd poison you per hit.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh no, that should be intentional, not a bug."
Yeah.
Because it just made them overpowered.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, Sissy should be the most powerful killer.
Yeah, she has really high harvesting, really high endurance. Why not just have insanely high savagery as well?
The funny thing is now is that Nancy has that perk.
Yeah, I know. Their excuse is probably like, well, she's slower, even though she can keep up with people pretty normal.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, she can like, you can tell the poison's working because you'll hit someone and they'll just start running into the wall. Yeah, I use Nancy quite a bit. Her ability is actually pretty overpowered.
Yeah, because you can just instantly find somebody.
And you can actually regen it. like pretty quickly with the poison powder stuff.
Well,
so
if there's a last victim standing and there's a Nancy, that they
they're
can't.
screwed,
They can't do anything.
unless they're already like getting out.
Yeah.
Also, I think we had talked I think maybe last podcast about this, but there was an Invincible Julie.
Yeah.
And you had heard about the invincibility thing, like entering hiding spots that they can get, and that's something that they're investigating right now. So apparently it is a thing. Like victims can get invincibility by entering hiding spots.
Yeah. Apparently one of the easier ways to trigger it is in that like the freezer room in Nancy's house, where it's like where the ladder is that goes up to Johnny's shack. There's like 4 coolers that you can hide in right by each other. So you jump in one, get pulled out of it by the killer, and then jump in another one.
Oh.
And if you just keep doing that, there's the chance it'll bug to where you can't take damage anymore.
Huh. You're gonna take the chance?
No, I mean, I don't know how.
If you did get that, that'd be nuts.
Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you could open everything. You could get all the points, man. But that'd be crazy. But apparently that's under investigation. And then also Nuggets detection range and highlight.
Yeah, the bug is where if you stand close to a chicken for too long, it'll start alerting. But the problem is it doesn't stop. So even if you run away and you're nowhere near it, you still have the alert symbol following you everywhere.
Psychic chicken.
So you're basically just permanently detected.
That's actually just a perk.
Yeah. The problem
chickens.
with that is they added more chickens near gates that you have to unlock. So the metal slaughterhouse sliding door, they sometimes put a chicken right next to it. So if you take too long to unlock the door, it'll start alerting, and then you'll be permanently detected.
Yeah.
There's also like the gate in Nancy's house where the ladder is.
Yeah, that one's tough because it's out in the open.
Yeah.
Like
so you basically take the chance. If
and
you're not,
it's right in the traffic too.
If you're not like a high proficiency stealth character, you basically just permanently detect yourself.
Yeah, I think that happened with me as a Leland.
Yeah.
I was just running around red. There's also like some other ones that they're saying they need more info, like connection issues, party disbanding, and close encounter mini games, which I don't know.
I think it's just they're still trying to find a way to balance close encounter, because if you win a close encounter, there's like 1 to 2 seconds where you can't move yet, and if family comes up, even if you've won the close encounter, you're stuck there until they hit you and you die.
Yeah, to me the whole close encounter dying as a victim thing is
the thing that they
like, it should be an instant thing. Like if they come up and you have a bone shard, they've limited the amount of bone shards, so you'd have to be carrying a bone shard.
Well, yeah,
obviously.
but you can't trigger a close encounter without one.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like there's only a limited amount of bone shards, and if you do trigger a close encounter, there's a high chance of you losing it and just getting killed instantly.
Well, no, the problem with it now is when the game came out, they didn't have a cap on the, like, you could just mash, so people who had like macros or anything like that would just win.
Oh yeah.
And then in like one of the second updates to the game, they capped it to where it wasn't how fast you were pressing it, it was the timing of the A. So people with macros would start losing because it would just be rapid, but you actually would gain more progress the slower you tapped it. And now in this new patch, the major one, they went back to the way it was, where you can just mash.
Oh.
So now people who use like macros and stuff like that start winning again.
Yeah, I got killed by Johnny no, I think it might have been
If it was the Nancy's house one, it was a Johnny.
It was a Johnny?
Yeah. But Johnny already has a high chance because he has the savagery of the killer makes the difference too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that as a victim, you'd have to be carrying a bone shard, which are limited. You have to essentially expose yourself to another killer coming up, and then you also have the chance of losing that encounter because.
Well, yeah, I mean they're not gonna change it to where victim always wins.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because then what's the point of a close like? Well,
it should be a way to just stun them, and then you lose your bone shard.
Yeah, but
it's not like
they built too many things around it now that they can't do that.
Well, the thing that's stupid is even if you do win even if the chance of you winning that close encounter, which is essentially almost 50-50,
Actually, victims usually have a higher chance. The difference really comes in is if they have the grandpa perk equipped, that makes it easier for family to win, or you're almost dead.
It's an instant kill. Like if they win, it's instant kill. If you win, they're stunned for 2 seconds and then can continue chasing.
Yeah, the only thing they might change is to where it's not like an instant kill. They just severely damage you or something like that. But they're not going to make it to where victims just automatically win every time.
Yeah, I mean,
because they also built an achievement around family winning the close encounter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they'd have to remove that achievement if they changed it. Which that's actually a little bit messier to do, especially on console side. It's hard to remove an achievement from like Xbox achievements and PlayStation trophies.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that whole system is just screwed up because it's a severe like disadvantage to the victim, because even if you win, you're buying yourself like,
well, yeah, I know, but they
like 2 seconds.
They purposely made the system to where you're not encouraged to do it. Like they don't want you to just run up and grab family members anytime you want. Because if you would win every time, people would just find a way to troll that. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Like it's supposed to be like a thing that you do as like a last resort. Like if you can't run anymore, and if you run out of stamina and you can either do a close encounter or die, that's what the system's for.
Yeah.
Which is like if you die in the close encounter, you were gonna die anyways.
But like if you're a victim and you have lower stamina, doesn't that go into play with it too?
I think it only matters with the strength
and
your health. Like if you're low in health, you have a higher chance of losing.
Yeah, which most likely if you're using it, you're going to be lower in health. Like,
I mean, the main thing with it that I would say they need to be clear on is what exactly affects what, because they haven't really actually said what the constraints are. This is just what the community has gathered.
Yeah, I mean that would be more transparent on it. Would also be pretty nice, because then you'll know as a victim.
Yeah, the biggest problem,
if you should even grab a bone shard and use up one of your 2 slots.
The major problem, besides like the details of it, is the fact that if you win a close encounter, you're stuck there for at least 1 to 2 seconds before you can actually start running.
Yeah, that's also the messed up part.
Like if you win the close encounter, it should just immediately stun them. You should be able to move right away.
The risk versus reward of initiating and like actually winning a close encounter, like it doesn't.
Well, I would say victims majority of the time win a close encounter. Like, I rarely have family win.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, it doesn't really do much.
No, I know. The thing is, I think the timer for when you stun them starts when you're still in animation. So when you win the close encounter, I think that's when their timer of stunning starts. So they're able to move sooner than they should be able to.
And there's been times where I've like won a close encounter. I've jumped into a well, and they're able to get down there as I'm getting up from the well. It's like.
Yeah, it should be. They should change it to where you like knock them down like you do with the door stun,
or like with Lulu and shoulder charge.
Yeah, so they're stuck there for like 8 seconds and they have to get up and stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's ways they can improve it, but they're not going to make it to where victim just automatically wins every close encounter, because that would not go well.
Yeah, to me right now, like it's. Unless you're specifically building a character around.
Well, like I've seen plenty of people just close encounter the hell out of people in matches.
Yeah.
And they still stall for a while, but yeah, like I said, it's very situational. And like I said, most of the time you're using it as a last resort. So it's either you do it and risk the chance of dying, or you don't and die. So it's like you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
It's just like you might live if you win.
Mm-hmm.
You might buy yourself enough time to get away, or you're just dead.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't recommend it, and unless you're, like I said, specifically building a character around carrying one of your 2 precious slots as a bone shard.
Well, some people have the thing where winning a close encounter, they like might keep it and stuff like that.
Yeah, or yeah. Well, apparently that's supposed to work with Nancy's traps too, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's like a new thing.
Yeah.
The perk for disarming traps works on hitchhikers' traps flawlessly, but the new traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to fix that too, which is not even in the Muerto times.
Yeah.
So.
There's so many bugs that we're forgetting some of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the whole lobby backfilling. Like, if someone backs out of a lobby, the lobby essentially dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we've had plenty where it'll be full, and then one it's usually a family member.
It's usually family.
Will back.
Even if a victim backs out, it usually fills that slot. It's
Yeah.
usually the family slot that doesn't get filled.
It's like one family member, and for some reason it won't start filling it. Sometimes I've seen it to where like if a victim then leaves, it'll like reset it or something.
Yeah, it'll like find two at the same time.
Yeah.
It'll find a family and a victim.
Yeah. Which is weird.
But they're not investigating that issue yet either, unless
No.
that's what they describe as connectivity issues. I don't know.
Could be, yeah.
But now that they're moving to a slower update schedule, they're also seeming to cover less bugs.
Yeah.
Which is
Wonder if they lost a
combination.
developer or something.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, and they're like no one knows what's beyond this point either for the game. Like out of everything that they found in the files, Nancy's house, Danny and Nancy were.
That's
that was it. There wasn't anything else in there yet. So
Shirtless Johnny, we know that.
yeah, we know that's coming. But they're also the whole more cosmetics plus an earnable currency.
Well, I mean, that could be why it's a slower update schedule. They're probably allocating more resources to creating more content for the game instead of
But the problem is
fixing
like
the game.
the more their game's having problems right now, when they finally come around to doing that stuff, they're gonna have less of a community. So
Yeah.
because like when Nancy, Johnny, and or not Johnny,
Danny, yeah.
and the new map came out, they didn't bring in that many more players.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they kind of hovered around the same point,
Hmm.
at least on Steam.
I was going to say, I would have thought that a lot of people would have come back.
Well, you have to buy the
Yeah.
characters.
That's true. Yeah. That's the point that we made, well, at least that you made last time.
Yeah, because
was-
like normally on Steam during the day, there's like 1,500 people playing. When Danny and Nancy came out, it was around 3,000 to 4,000, but the next day it went back down to 1,500.
Oh, really?
So it's not like people stuck around.
Maybe they were just trying the new map, but didn't buy the actual characters.
Probably. I mean, that's what happens when you charge for characters in an asymmetrical game.
Yeah, that's
Especially when they're game-changing characters.
yeah. We'll see whenever they decide to add that currency system that they had talked about.
If they do, I guarantee that what is currently purchasable will remain only purchasable.
Yeah.
Because like then they'll have to deal with like a whole backlash
yeah.
of people being like, oh, if I could have just earned it, I wouldn't have bought it. Like there was like what before Nancy and Danny, there was $60 of cosmetics or whatever.
Could they
$45?
I don't know though, because would that technically be early access to the items?
No, the game's not in early access.
I know, but to those like items, like people will pay
I mean, they
extra
might-
money for perks to have early access to a game.
Yeah, I mean they didn't advertise it that way, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like if it goes on sale, like are they gonna complain about that?
No.
Like people,
I mean, the sales, that's a different story. I'm just saying, like, if you can just earn it without spending any money.
Yeah. So like for instance, if you knew that was coming, would you have not bought Danny and Nancy?
Probably. I mean, because I played the game enough to probably would have been able to earn them. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, multiverses, that's how it was when it came out. You could either play the game to earn the characters or just buy a ticket for them. I didn't buy any of the tickets.
Yeah. Well, no, like if you knew that the whole earning thing was coming out, but they were charging right now for the characters.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought them. I would have just waited.
Probably would have bought them.
Well, yeah, but you also spent the $45 on the cosmetics.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I didn't buy any of the cosmetics.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not... The cosmetics, to me, aren't worth the same price of the game.
Yeah. No, they're definitely not.
No. I mean, half of them look just like their normal
Yeah.
skins.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there not... Like, Leland's is better than his default. The jacket.
Mm.
Sonny's is a little bit better than his default. Connie's, I don't know. Connie's is just okay. Julie's is pretty much almost identical to
Yeah.
hers, except instead she's wearing, like, nicer pants instead of jeans.
Yeah, Anna's is pretty similar too.
Yeah, Anna's
She has
is...
a like neck like goes up to her.
Yeah, and she has, like, ripped sleeves.
Yeah.
But it's very similar to the way her
Yeah.
normal skin looks.
The bloody skins.
Like, yeah, but, I mean, you get blood on you as you're killing victims in the game.
But this blood is better texture.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It looks similar. It's just a darker red. The blood you get splattered on you is brighter.
Yeah.
So it's like old blood.
It's newer. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean.
And then the Nicotero thing, like the Nicotero thing's cool. I like that skin, but $16.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know you get a new chainsaw and a new execution as well, but
which the chainsaw actually
they are changing it.
Was helpful.
Yeah, not
for
anymore. Now I think it's louder than the normal chainsaw.
I think it is.
You can hear that thing from so far away now.
Yeah, but
like I actually get confused because I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's right next to me, but he's actually like
it sounds all messed up. Yeah,
it's
especially at Nancy's house if he's like downstairs and you're upstairs. Like, geez, is he here?
Yeah, I know. It's like super loud now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, people will find reasons to complain no matter what, but I could definitely see that happening. I was just for argument's sake, but yeah, I have no doubt people would be if they did add a way to earn them later on.
Yeah.
I don't.
Sure. Then again, who knows? I mean, Avengers gave everything away for free.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of people on YouTube who would literally buy everything every week and showcase it.
I wonder if they got pissed.
I would.
Yeah.
But then again, I wouldn't be the guy doing that.
Yeah.
Even if I was at that point in like a YouTube career to where I just got paid to do it, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just buy the skins.
Yeah.
Like it's still a ripoff.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were a lot, which I guess nowadays everybody does.
No, I know. Well, yeah, because they were like $15 for just like an MCU skin. Well, 14, but I'm pretty sure you probably had to spend $20 just to get it.
We would make fun of that, but now it's common.
Yeah, I mean, it was somewhat commonplace even when Avengers was doing it. It's just more commonplace now.
Yeah. Well, it was more common.
Like every game's doing it.
So
now.
The reason that it was like a bigger deal with Avengers is because it was a game we paid for that was doing it, and now that's
every game. Yeah.
But like before, it was like free to play games, essentially.
Yeah.
We're like that.
Well, and Avengers didn't have much going for it to begin with.
Yeah, that too. It's like, okay, I guess I can do the same mission loops.
Yeah, so it was clear they were just trying to get money.
Yeah.
Instead of nothing was coming back to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had way more characters planned for that game.
Abomination.
No, She-Hulk.
Oh yeah.
They had She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch.
Wow. But they didn't do any of those characters. Instead, they decided to give us the same characters, but just the opposite gender.
Mighty Thor and Winter Soldier. Which Winter Soldier, he actually reuses Black Widow and Captain America moves.
And then there was Hawkeye, and then
Kate Bishop.
Female Hawkeye.
Well, Kate Bishop came out first, so was Hawkeye a copy of Kate Bishop?
Technically, yeah.
I mean, Hawkeye when the game first came out and they data mined the PC version, Hawkeye was in there before Kate Bishop was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's Black Panther too, wasn't there?
Yeah, he was. Well, he was added. I was mainly talking about characters that weren't added yet, that were planned. Like the Doctor Strange and stuff like that. Captain Marvel, you could tell they definitely wanted to add because they had so many Captain Marvel things in the game. They even had like a poster of her model, like the character model that they came up with.
Oh, really?
But they just never did it. I take it like all the stuff with Captain Marvel and Brie Larson probably didn't help them, so they probably I don't know if Captain Marvel is a wise choice now.
It probably would have fit pretty well into the story because Miss Marvel's such a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's another live service game that just failed, and then Rocksteady and Warner Bros. Were like, we can do this. Suicide Squad.
With worse IP. Yeah. Well, I guess not technically worse IP, but the lowest class tier of the IP that they're working with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind playing as the Suicide Squad, but like when you watch it and stuff like that, you're like, but we could have played as the Justice League.
It's like, I would rather just like if you're gonna make a game like this, just do the Justice League. It's like, why the hell aren't you?
The main theory is that they're gonna break free the Flash from his mind control, and then he's just gonna go back in time and prevent Brainiac's invasion.
I mean, that's the only way to stop it.
Pretty much at this point, yeah. Well, because like it's Kevin Conroy's last like voice thing as Batman, and it's thrown into the Arkhamverse.
Yeah.
And it's like you see the Batman stuff, and he's sitting there because they revealed the Batman moment. They didn't show the whole thing, but they revealed the moment where he grabs the security guard, and you just hear him like snapping his neck and then dropping him on the floor.
Oh, really?
They showed that in one of their trailers, and it's like they're kind of tarnishing the Arkham Batman's legacy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all they really showed, and then they also showed the newly like the Nightmare Batman.
Oh yeah, okay.
But that's as much as they showed.
That'd be I'm wondering where that will play into it. The Nightmare one.
I'm assuming he probably, because if Arkham Knight is anything to go off of, he might be using like some form of fear toxin.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, if Batman's just running around, oh yeah, in the new trailer too, they show like a brief screenshot where he's like holding a gun. Batman. So it's like the Arkham Batman goes through all this stuff, does the Nightfall protocol in Arkham Knight, and then comes back and then just starts killing people.
God dang it, this isn't my Batman.
Well, he's not just killing he's not killing criminals.
Evil
he's
people.
killing innocent people. So it's like, oh great, our Arkham Batman, that's his legacy now.
Yeah.
So it's like either it'll stay that way and the Arkhamverse will just have no heroes, or everything will be reset.
It'll have.
Yeah, it has to.
It wouldn't make, and they would literally ruin that franchise.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be the end of the Arkhamverse.
Yeah,
because like no one's gonna want to continue. Like I don't mind playing as the Suicide Squad, but it's not like I want the Arkhamverse to become the Suicide Squad.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't mind playing as the Batman that kills innocent.
Well, yeah, but you just do that all the time.
Just Red Hood.
Well, Red Hood doesn't just run around shooting random people.
He should.
He's basically Red Hood's more of an.
This is the GTA of DC.
Yeah.
I want a Homelander Superman.
No, you just want a boys game where you're
that would be so awesome.
All right, Homelander, we just need you to fly around and slaughter people.
I don't know how they would like pull that off. Live service probably.
They don't have to do live service.
No, they do nowadays.
I mean, they announced that Blade's like a fully single player story game, so that's good.
Blade First Pass.
The yearly subscription.
Yeah, you get Blade and
a private server in a single player game.
Yeah. You also get. Wait, that's about it.
Yeah,
billions of planets.
You start out with a stake, wooden stake, but if you upgrade to the battle pass, you'll get a glaive you can throw.
Yeah.
If you upgrade to tier 2, you get the gun with 1 bullet, and then tier 3, you get his sword.
Yeah. And each tier is only $15.99.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to pay $60 on top of the game price to. I think we just made the best game ever, according to the majority of developers.
Yeah, and the community, because apparently they buy it.
Yeah, you know how, dude. I feel like to actually get the license to make a boys game, it would be so much money. The only way that they'd be able to make that money back is by live service.
I don't know.
We don't even need it. We don't even need a boys game. They're in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, then Anthony Starr had another Twitter post.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was still getting questions about whether or not he was going to voice Homelander, and he's like, I voiced him in Call of Duty, just play that.
It's very similar.
Yeah. So people were like, is he insane?
Very, very similar. Yeah, that's also something else I've been playing a little bit lately of, is more of the zombies. And they officially came out with Season 1 of Call of Duty.
Whoa.
That's probably as much Call of Duty as we'll talk about. There's not much to say. It's an open world zombies. It's the coolest aspect of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Well, Modern Warfare 2.5.
Yeah. Coolest aspect of Modern Warfare 2.5. $70 DLC.
Yes. I mean, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora released.
Yeah, how did I haven't actually looked at any review. How did that do? Average.
About what
7?
you would expect.
Like
6s,
7.5?
7s. Yeah. They just said that it's a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Like if you're used
That's
to
what I was worried about.
Well, they literally said it is the Far Cry gameplay loop where it's like you have the map, you have enemy bases, you have all this like it's that, but just in Pandora. Which
that's what I thought.
Well, yeah, I mean we've been calling it Far Cry Frontiers of Pandora this whole time, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I'm skipping it. Maybe I'll get it like way later down the line on sale, but I'm not like a huge Avatar fan or anything like that, so none of it really appealed to me to begin with. But
if the map was like, okay, like here's my thing. If the map was like Far Cry 3,
Far Cry 3 still had a pretty big map. You were just locked out of one section of it until way later.
Yeah, but like it was dense.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
That's what I'm saying, and like
they did have like 100+ totems you had to collect.
Yeah,
but those were optional. It would like fill the dots on his arm tattoo, which was actually kind of cool.
I enjoyed. I mean, I like Far Cry 4. I think is the last. Well, no, yeah, Far Cry 4 is probably the last Far Cry that I really, really like enjoyed. Far Cry 5 was, I don't know, it just like 5 and 6 just felt not.
I mean, I like 6 more than 5.
There wasn't as much to do to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like 6 more than 5 overall, I think, but
or there was just too, or I think it's the opposite actually. There's just too much and just not enough like.
Well, if you compare the map of 5 to 6, 5 feels much smaller than 6 did. 5 still had a huge map though, but 6 was too big.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like 4 and 3, like I feel like were the better experiences.
Yeah, well, dude, my favorite one is Blood Dragon.
Yeah, that's the smallest.
Yeah, which
I mean, I guess besides 1.
Actually, I don't know how big one's
was. 1 like just a linear.
Well,
experience?
That's Instinct's Predator. 1, the actual 1, you were still on an island.
Oh.
2's map was pretty big.
Yeah. I never beat 2.
2's really good. I just wish it had better stealth because it really doesn't have stealth at all.
Yeah.
If you melee from stealth, because when you hit somebody with a melee, they go into screaming mode on the ground and then you have to stab them.
Could you imagine
so
if
that blows
2
your cover?
was...
The only way to stealth is if you get the dart gun and you stand like way up on a hill and you dart everybody. Which the dart gun was like part of the Fortunes pack, so you had to pre-order it or.
Because I remember like 2 being fun. There's like that zone where like you couldn't shoot anybody or whatever.
Yeah, like the center of the city.
Yeah, there was could you imagine though if they remade 2 with the newer like the 3 and on engine?
It'd be awesome.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, but
malaria.
Like said, yeah, you had to get your malaria pills.
Yeah.
The thing is like that would be cool, but Ubisoft is pretty terrible at remasters, so I don't know.
It probably wouldn't be cool.
No, I mean, dude, Prince of Persia Remake has been in limbo for like.
I'm surprised nobody's just modded it.
Ubisoft games are not that easy to mod.
No.
It's like the way their engines are. They're not easily moddable. Like usually you find texture swaps, which you still need an alternate tool to actually apply the textures.
Oh.
That's about it. Yeah, I mean Ubisoft is just like that. Mirage is getting New Game Plus, I think, next week. It was supposed to also get a permadeath mode, but that got delayed.
You'll definitely do that.
No. It's funny, they added permadeath to Watch Dogs Legion, but there was a bug like the first week it came out where if you just play the game, you'd get the achievement for beating the permadeath mode.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. And like I've contacted Ubisoft before about bugged achievements. Like I'll do something and it won't pop. And they're like, we don't have a way to deactivate or reactivate achievements. So basically, if you would just play the game that week and get the permadeath achievement, they can't take it away from you. They have no way of doing it. Yeah. So I'm 100% done with Legion. I have all the achievements on it.
You did permadeath.
Yeah, I beat permadeath.
Legion, that was an interesting. In the first week, Legion was like.
That was
bad.
the optimized. Well, the PC version. Well, actually, it was bad on console too. The performance wasn't that great even on console.
Yeah,
it was force capped at 30 FPS at the time too.
And like it was it like forced ray tracing or something? It was like
it had only you couldn't turn it off on console. There was no performance mode,
and it was just destroying like.
Well, yeah, because the entire city's covered in water.
Yeah, and glass.
Yeah, so it's like everything's reflective. I know, and then on PC that was like, because I had the 1080 Ti when that came out, and that's when I was like, yeah, I need something with DLSS. Like, I need a card that can have DLSS because all these games are being made with DLSS in mind to just hide the optimization issues, which even with DLSS it still had problems. So then that was around the time the 3090 was coming out. So that's when I got that. And then it worked fine for the most part. It still had problems.
Yeah. I mean,
it took
them
a long time. Yeah. Well. It took them a little pat because I didn't play that game when it first, like, I owned it, but I only played it. I tried to play it for like a little bit. And I was like, this is unplayable. Yeah. It's like that bad.
Oh, I had to stop playing it too.
Well, you couldn't just drive through the city either. It would stutter like crazy. And then I came back to it way later. And at the point, that's when they had it like patched up. But it was like easily over a month after its release. It might have been like 2 months after its release. That game, I actually didn't mind Legion though. The whole like recruit anyone thing got annoying. To be honest,
you ever find the grandma hitman?
No, that actually wasn't in the game. So,
false advertising? Give me my money back.
That was like a pre-made. Well, they actually no, like you couldn't just find her. They added her as like a operative.
Oh.
So she is in the game, but she wasn't findable like they showed in the trailer where you just find her and recruit her. But they did add her as like a operative that you could get. But I actually didn't play the game story mode until they added the Bloodline DLC.
With Aiden.
Yeah, with Aiden.
Yeah.
That's when I actually fully played the game. So at that point, it was like fully updated. The game was been out for like half a year at that point. So I owned it, but I didn't actually really touch it that much.
Another one of those games that I gotta circle back to.
I mean, playing it as Aiden Pierce was fun.
Yeah, because he's technically like an operative.
Yeah,
dude,
but he had
the operative you get in the beginning was awesome, like the James Bond dude.
Oh yeah, the guy you start as, but he dies.
Yeah, it's like okay, I guess I.
Yeah, but Aiden, that's when like because he has they gave him because he was an assassin type character, so you could do takedowns, but you could equip him with the silenced pistol.
Oh, okay.
Which normally you wouldn't be able to do that, but that you could do that to the other ones later because they added the ability to swap weapons to more different things.
I do remember that actually.
But with Aiden, it gave you the opportunity to do multiple different types of takedowns from stealth because normally he would only use stealth but his baton. But if you shoot them with the silenced pistol and like the foot, they'll stagger. And you won't get detected yet, and then you could do a gun takedown without getting detected.
Oh, that's cool.
So normally the gun takedowns are usually always loud, but with Aiden you could do quiet ones.
Yeah.
So you could do like gun fu takedowns in stealth.
That's cool.
So I played the game like that, and it was fun because it was like cool that you could do that.
Yeah, there was like a John Wick character you could get. There was like a Agent 47 character, right?
Yeah, and I found all of them in single player and online. And then when I finally found the John Wick looking character, this is before they added the ability to change their like eye color, their hair anytime you wanted to. So there was only specific people that would spawn to look like that. And I finally find the John Wick looking one, and he's got fucking hiccups.
Oh.
So you can't do stealth because he'll just hiccup.
And then,
but I ended up
Nick
finding
was like,
him
I found
again.
myself.
Yeah, I found him again though without the hiccups. That was like probably where most of my hours on that game came from, was trying to find these operatives in the online mode. And I found Agent 47.
Yeah.
But then they just added the ability to change their hair, so then like you could make anyone.
All that time wasted.
Well, actually, like the head sculpt for the guy would fit more, but then I couldn't find him anymore when they added that update.
Oh, really?
I would like find every different variation of the Hitman except for that one.
Huh.
So I don't know what they did. Maybe they accidentally screwed up the NPC variations. Because I was finding him in other variations instead.
Weird.
So I don't know. They must have changed the way the NPC pool worked.
Yeah.
But you could make Aiden look like John Wick if you just gave him the hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I played at that point. Like I don't think I played like whenever that was added because that.
Yeah, no, it became more fun when they got all that stuff figured out. Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been nice. I mean, that covers pretty much everything.
Well,
like,
the only other
news-wise.
thing is, I was gonna mention it when we were talking about the Game Awards thing, but then I just figured I'd wait until we got into like updates. The final draft New Game Plus mode for Alan Wake 2 comes out on December 11th,
Okay.
so it's next week Monday, and it's also gonna add new shows you can run into. I don't know, in my playthrough for the first game, there's like the TV shows.
Yeah.
They're adding new TV shows you can stumble across. They're also adding new manuscripts you can find, so there'll be more story details. And then they're also adding a new ending to the game in New Game Plus mode. They're also adding Nightmare difficulty.
Yeah, I wonder if
That's
the
pretty
new
cool.
ending, if that'll be like the true ending. I
Yeah,
don't know how it
yeah.
ends. Oh, like,
I mean, the way they have it set now, it makes it think that if you kept doing New Game Plus, you'd get like a different ending each time. I don't think they're gonna do that though. It's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna jump into New Game Plus right away. I don't know if I'm gonna record a whole new playthrough, but I'll probably like post. Like I'll probably
Ending.
record what I'm playing, but only upload like maybe a
different
collection of the differences.
Mhm.
So like the new extra stuff and then the ending.
Yeah.
Just upload that to my playthrough playlist
Yeah.
instead of doing a whole new run.
Yeah.
So I might do that
That'd be cool.
because I'm definitely going to be playing that in the background because that game was awesome.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I want.
And actually, I probably would say that Alan Wake 2 might be my game of the year because now that I'm thinking about it, like they're going to be adding New Game Plus to Spider-Man 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to jump right back in.
Yeah.
But with Alan Wake 2, I'm like ready to jump right back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still am going through RoboCop, but that game surprised the hell out of me.
Spider-Man 2, RoboCop,
Redfall.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2,
Spider-Man 2,
Redfall.
Redfall,
Hogwarts.
Starfield.
Starfield. The critics agree. Spider-Man 2, worst game of 2023.
Yeah.
Zero awards.
The day before might actually beat it now.
Yeah, day before.
I haven't even played it.
Better. Overwhelmingly negative.
Yeah. No.
Super overwhelmingly negative for Spider-Man.
Well, the thing with Alan Wake 2, it's more of a narrative focus, but it kept me interested the whole time.
Yeah.
I know there was like complaints that the game was boring, but I actually like the investigative stuff with Saga.
Well, it's more linear, right?
Yeah, you get hub areas to like pick stuff up, but it's not like overwhelmingly like, oh shit, I gotta go here and then I gotta take like. There's some like you do have to like travel back and walk somewhere, but it's not like it's so big that it's.
Yeah. Getting older, I've realized that I like the more linear experiences.
I mean, I do too. I mean, but the thing is, I also come like we kind of both do. But we come from a point where games weren't like these massive. Big
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
Like
then
a
they
lot of
got
the games I
huge.
played. Yeah, like at the time, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were the big games.
Yeah.
Like, they had the big maps, and even those maps weren't like too big. But
Yeah.
that was like big at the time because that's all the technology could really do. But every other game was mostly.
Well, that was kind of selling
Linear
points for
games.
games for a while. It's like the biggest map, biggest
Yeah.
map yet, or free roam, and they're over 7 different islands.
Well, I mean, I remember when games like Prototype and stuff started coming out too, and you're like, wow, you can explore like all of even Spider-Man 2 at the time when it came out on PS2.
Oh, yeah,
I played the hell out of that.
the
I was like, wow, you
movie
can
game.
swing. Yeah, I was like, you can swing throughout all of New York. That's crazy. And now it's like, I have to swing through all of New York. At least in Spider-Man 2 with the wind tunnels, you just get from point A to point B in like 2 seconds. And the fast travel. That's one thing I will say about Spider-Man 2. They have the best fast travel system I have ever seen in a game. Any point you choose on the map, if you just if you hold Y to fast travel, you spawn right there.
Oh, really? I
And
didn't
you can
know
go
that.
anywhere. As long as you unlock fast travel in that district, you can land anywhere in that district. And it's instant.
I didn't
It's
know
1
that.
second. You just hold it, and then when it's done, he just comes flying in right there.
Huh.
It's the best fast travel I've ever seen in a game. And I wish more games would start doing
Yeah,
that.
that's nice. Dang. I didn't know that. I thought that it was like a
The
specific.
subway, like in the first game.
Yeah.
No, it's like instant wherever you have the waypoint hovered over.
That's super nice. And I mean, it's not like it's super hard to get around anyway in that.
No,
game.
but it just makes it even more convenient.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, there's no loading screen. It just puts you right there.
I was gonna bring up Breakpoint. You remember We played Breakpoint
Ghost
slightly.
Recon.
Yeah, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Like, we played it a little bit. I remember like flying from
Yeah,
the
that takes
first
so-
area.
It takes so long.
We got in a helicopter and we're flying to this like it's like a volcano area, like this tiny island on
Yeah, because there was like an event there.
yeah on like the other side, and you can get there's like some crazy looking stuff you could get. So we're like,
Yeah.
well, I guess let's just go and do that. Like it's a limited thing, and it took no joke like probably 25 minutes of
Yeah.
flying in this helicopter to get to that point because we hadn't
Well, like,
unlocked,
one of
fast
us took a
travel or
break and
anything.
came back, and we're like, are we there yet? Whoever wasn't flying.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the map on Breakpoint's way too big because it's
Yeah.
one of those maps where like you know how you have those
Ubisoft
games.
game.
Yeah, you know how you have those games where like you bring up the map and you're like, oh, it's all the way over there, but then
Yeah.
you only walk for like 10 seconds and you're already halfway there. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, the map makes it look further away than it is. Breakpoint is the exact opposite.
no, it's that far times 10.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this looks far away, and then it's even further.
No, like it was. I'm not even like joke. It was probably a 20-minute.
No, it
like,
took a long ass
helicopter
time, I know.
flight. That is insane. Like,
Yeah,
how
that's
can there be
not
that
fun,
much?
man. That's
Needless to say, we never beat that game.
no.
Not even close.
Usually when we co-op games, there's stuff I do when you're not on just to do it. Like I'll discover the map or find fast travel points. I didn't even do that. I just didn't really play it. But
I mean, it was cool though. They had like that was actually a very fun game. I don't know why we fell off playing it. I think it
well,
actually
it's
might
because
have.
of the exploration. Like
I
when
think it
we-
actually might have been because of Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights came out. We started playing
Oh,
that. I
maybe.
think.
could have
but
been.
like the takedowns were awesome in that game, like the knife takedowns and stuff.
Yeah.
You could
Well,
finally
the
do,
shooting
and, like,
felt a lot nicer than Wildlands as
Yeah.
well. Because then they had the whole Splinter Cell pack.
Mhm.
You could be like Sam Fisher and you just sneak into bases.
Yeah,
I mean, it was cool. It's just they needed to really control the scale. Of
yeah.
that game. It's
That's
like
the thing
map,
is like
the map is the least fun part of it.
yeah. As
which
I'm getting
is what
older,
you're
I'm
doing.
realizing that.
But that's circling all the way back. That's another fear I have with GTA 6.
hmm
Because, like, when you look at GTA 5's map now, it doesn't seem as big. But it's still, when you're in Los Santos and you have to go all the way to Blaine County, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then you get to Blaine County, and the next thing you have to do, you go all the way back to Los Santos.
Yeah.
Imagine GTA 6, where they're already saying that the game's going to be more, like, massive compared to 5. It's like we know that we're gonna, especially in online mode, we know we're gonna have to go from the furthest point to the next furthest point to do
Yeah.
objectives. So it's probably gonna be like you'll be doing an online mission, and it'll probably take like 15 to 20 minutes just to complete it because of where you have to drive. And I'm not looking forward to that. It's like, even if
I
the
also
map is
think that
detailed-
GTA 5's just like it also depends on the map. Like the Mount Chiliad, you pretty much had to like
Yeah,
go,
you had to go
past
around
that
it.
or like through it, and that's like that sucks. There's not gonna be a Mount Chiliad in GTA 6, but
No.
there still could be something annoying like anything.
It's just like it'll
Depends
be.
on how they make the map.
It's one of those things where it'll be cool for a little bit, but the more you do it, you're just like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. It's
I
like
mean,
it doesn't even matter how detailed the map gets.
You also didn't like San Andreas' map
No,
either,
I know.
right?
Once you get outside of the city and then you're stuck in the countryside,
by Mount Chiliad.
yeah, you're just like, I don't want to go through Mount Chiliad. And then you start doing the semi-truck missions and you have to go all over the place. And it's like the maps, you get around decently quick in that game, but it's just going through the countryside. It just,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
It's similar to GTA. So I would hope that GTA 6 is more like vibrant city based because it's based
Well, in
off
the
of
trailer,
Miami,
they were
is it
showing
not?
some of like the more swampier regions outside of the city. So
All right, well they found a way to put something that sounds super annoying and a place that you don't want to go into the game.
like I said, it'll be cool for a little bit, but then after a while, it'll just be like, oh, I
Gotta
don't
go
want
to
to drive all
swamps.
the way over there. Yeah, I mean, because the same thing happened with Mafia 3. I mean, Mafia 3 didn't have, but like the map was kind of big on that game. But every time you had to travel to the bayou, it's just like, oh god, I gotta drive all the way through the bayou to get this delivery truck and then drive it all the way back to the city.
Probably like you can't just go in the swamps. You need a fan boat or something.
Yeah.
And, like you got to use a fan boat to get to the other place, or you could walk. It's just
Yeah, but you risk getting eaten
yeah.
by gators or whatever.
How can we make getting to this place the most annoying for the online community?
Well, Rockstar really goes all in on like realism, and that's not always a good thing because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this is too realistic.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, we saw the trailer. It's this point, it's not even. It's literally real life.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you'll just spend most of your time on social media in the game.
Probably, yeah. Like, yeah, you can be a YouTube video editor, and like you gotta spend your time editing. It's like, wow, you guys have. It's literally my life.
You can go to the club.
That's true, yeah. Which I'm sure will have that many characters in it and will run perfectly fine.
Well, for sure the console version is going to be capped at 30 FPS. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is still capped at 30 FPS on console, so that it's a guarantee. They're not going to have a performance mode for that game.
Yeah, it's not going to look that good with that many people.
It might look that good, but I don't know. They're probably going to tone down
in that condensed of a space
pedestrians. Well, I think when they had the GTA 5 announcement trailer, I think they did the same thing with the highly dense crowds, which they do have pretty high density in those games, but it's not like what they originally show. But the graphics look similar, or if not, just a little bit better. Like Red Dead 2, for instance. Red Dead 2's final version looked better than the announcement trailer. And Saint Denis has a decent population. It's not like GTA 6, but
on the beach.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's gonna be. I mean, it's still over a year away, probably, but yeah, they're gonna have a GTA Online 2 trailer soon, and we know that's gonna work well in the first week.
Go around the vibrant city of Vice City, or travel down into the swamps. And
they're just going to show online characters just killing each other.
Yeah, blowing each other up. Yeah. Turning into buildings.
Yeah. Well, I'm not, like, as a PC player, that's the other thing, too. If it's not coming out on PC, I don't know if I'm going to get it on console. I might just wait.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I feel like buying it twice like I did GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. Dead 2 I was going to buy it twice no matter what, I guess, because I'm more of a Red Dead fan than a GTA fan, but...
Well, especially if it's not gonna have the swap.
Yeah.
Which
we won't know. They won't ever.
No, they won't because they want you to buy it on both.
No, I know. That's why they do that. But they're never gonna tell you if character transfer is gonna be a thing until the PC version's out and you see that it has character transfer.
Yeah, they'll never tell you.
Which I'm sure they'll have a bunch of limited time exclusive stuff running throughout the console lifespan because they
not gonna bring the PC.
Yeah, you couldn't transfer your character to Red Dead 2, and they never had Outlaw Pass 1 on PC.
Yeah, that was also the thing, is that they had all these. That's how they got you. Is they had all these exclusive things because we had talked about waiting, or I think we just automatically figured that it would have the character transfer because that's what they did with GTA 5, and then they didn't, and so we weren't able to get any of the stuff that we had even earned.
Well, they had Outlaw Pass 1, which gave actually Outlaw Pass 1 had some of the better stuff out of all the Outlaw Passes.
Out of all the what, 2?
No, they had 5 or 6 Outlaw Passes, I think. But by the time it came out on PC, Outlaw Pass 2 was starting. So PC had Outlaw Pass 2 and onward, but it never got 1. And Rockstar, if you would submit a ticket saying can we get Outlaw Pass 1, they would just give you this response for well, you should have played it when it was available. It's I'm on PC. It was never available.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? And they'd just be well, maybe it'll show up in the future. It never did.
Oh,
they don't even have any content for that game, and they don't repeat Outlaw Passes.
Are you even able to play online on Red Dead anymore?
Yeah, you still can. They do events. They repeat events, but they don't repeat the Outlaw Passes. So all Outlaw Pass 1 content was just never available to PC at all, ever.
That's how they get you, man.
Well, if they had the character transfer, it wouldn't have mattered, but they just decided nope.
I highly doubt that they.
But that's just Rockstar post-launch. They're just really messy with stuff like that. It's funny because their games on day one are the most stable they will ever be. Post-launch, they get more unstable. Red Dead 2 didn't really have any major bugs besides the gold duplication, which most people wouldn't have complained about.
I honestly wonder what it's like in their developments, because it's so it just feels so
Well, it feels
different
like two
than
different
other,
teams. Like
yeah.
they have the team that makes the game, and then when it comes out, they have a new team come in to support it post launch.
Yeah, it's like they hire. It's like they. I don't know. They
the
go
other
on like a
thing
temp
that
agency and hire.
the other thing that I got annoyed with Red Dead 2 is like when Red Dead Online started, they removed all of the speed caps in the cities on horseback, so you could move at full speed through cities and on like railroad tracks, but they didn't remove the speed caps in the single player.
Yeah, and they were literally timed like things.
Yeah, well, the missions to
Mm-hmm.
get gold medals, they would be like, do this mission in this amount of time, which cutscenes didn't pause the timer.
Yeah, so you just have to skip
So
them.
like and then mission replay wouldn't have a persistent inventory. It wouldn't keep your horse. So if you did mission replay, you would have like a shitty horse and whatever weapons they give you.
Oh God.
So it's like you would either try to get the gold medal on your first playthrough, which you'd be skipping all the cutscenes because most of the missions had timers,
Yeah.
or you'd do it in mission replay and it would be just more difficult to get the gold because they would kind of hinder you.
Yeah.
So it's just
Sucks because there's an achievement, right?
yeah, 75 gold medals or 70 gold medals. That's like the most annoying one in the game.
Sucks for achievement hunters.
I mean, I did it twice.
Yeah.
I have it 100% in on Xbox and Social Club because I don't have it on Steam.
Exhausting.
Yeah, well, that's just
An achievement hunter.
well, it depends on the game for me. Like I was gonna 100% Red Dead 2, but
Yeah.
I didn't 100% GTA 5 because they did all the Doomsday Heist challenges where you have to beat it on like the hardest difficulty without anyone
Like nightmare
dying.
difficulty. Yeah. And yeah, that's also the thing is that you needed 4 people.
Well, you can do the Doomsday one with only 2, but we know how it is because it's like
No, they had that achievement where you had to go through the entire loop of the. Was that an achievement or a challenge or something where you had?
there was a challenge for the 4-player heist, but they added achievements for the Doomsday Heist specifically where you had to do the same thing.
Oh.
But that one you can do with at least 2. But the thing is the AI on the harder difficulty when you get to the vault, you would peek out for a millisecond and immediately get headshotted. We remember when we were doing that with Tiger.
Yeah.
You would literally go like.
Yeah.
It's like God, it couldn't even look.
It's like, all right,
Challenge
well, I guess
failed.
we need to restart from the very
You
beginning.
do. You have to restart
I
from the
know.
very first heist, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not 100%ing this game. I'm
And
not
that's the
gonna
thing
do
is
that.
like you might be like, yeah, let's do it with like a group of people, and then
Well, it actually gets
as
harder
soon
the more
as-
people there are.
as soon as like it goes sideways, you have the one person that's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's just you're done. Like you can't.
Well, when we tried to do the 4-player heist for the longest time, we wouldn't even be able to do like the first 5 minutes. Someone would just leave within the.
That was also
you
the
were
thing,
you were
yeah,
going
someone
to
would
your
leave.
vehicles to get to the heist, and
Yeah.
then someone would quit during that moment. It's like, why are you even searching for a heist?
Yeah.
That's just I didn't even finish any of the 4-player heists except for like 2. I think I only did the one that takes place at like the animal research facility, and then another one where you have to get some prisoner on an island. Like you have to get them out of prison and then take them to an
I
island.
think I remember that one.
Those are like the only 2 I did,
That one was actually hard.
and I just didn't care anymore because I was like, I don't want to play with 4 people.
Yeah.
It's too annoying. Even with because I tried playing with Tiger and his friends, and it was still just chaotic.
Mhm.
I was just like, what's going on? Like,
Because
what
yeah,
are they
there's stealth
doing?
parts, and then people like won't stealth.
Yeah, like when it was just me and you doing the Diamond Casino heist, that was fine because it was so manageable.
Yeah.
And it was easy.
And we're kind of on the same page on what we're doing too.
Well, yeah, because we directly communicate. When you play with randoms, even if they communicate, they don't listen. They're like, no, I know how to do this.
All right, guys, we gotta
And they'll
sneak in
screw
there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jesus.
They'll like, run in with their Gatling gun.
Yeah. And then get headshot instantly.
Yeah. It's just.
I was like,
I
well,
hate
now
that
the entire
stuff.
base is aware. Looks like we gotta go to plan 2. Plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that.
GTA Online 2. Sounds like you're excited for it.
No, I'm actually not.
No, I'm.
I don't even know if I want to jump. Like, I would jump in to just check it out, obviously, because I would have the game if I did, but I don't know if I would be able to dedicate the same amount of time into that as I did GTA Online. Because, like, if I had the choice to start fresh on GTA Online just to play it again,
no.
I wouldn't even bother.
Start with that one car garage.
I just wouldn't even want to experience it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it sucks for those people who they did get like banned or something, like, or they lost their account. Or
Well, just imagine having billions of dollars in GTA Online and then switching to GTA Online 2 back to square one.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, that sounds exhausting.
You just have to build your empire again. And you'd probably have the same content, like new weapons and cars. That's like your main thing. Yeah. And then it'll, like, first week, it'll be like ridiculous. Like, there will be no ways to really earn money, but there will be a $10 million helicopter you can get. Because that's how it was in GTA Online.
Yeah, to play survival mode.
That was the only way to make good money when 5 started.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even that great of money.
You get like 20,000, I think.
I think it was 30,000 for finishing it.
What was it?
Like fully, I think it was something around there. But yeah, but things were super expensive when it first started. Like, it was extremely expensive. And then it seemed less expensive as the game went on, but then everything else they would add would be even more expensive than that.
That's inflation.
Yeah.
Except that's not really how it works, but
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all my fears with 6. It's like I'm assuming the story.
Sounds like you have PTSD.
No, it's just fatigue, I guess. But I mean, I'm expecting the story mode to be good. Like really good, but then everything else I'm not excited for.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we had a lot, like, spent a lot of time. It was fun. Like, when it was fun, you know.
Yeah,
like, you could just do some of the, like, most fun that I had was just doing, like, the random shit. Like, it wasn't even like trying to, like, grind for money, but it was just like playing with someone else
just
and
chaos in the world.
Yeah, and when it was fun, but like, in
in
terms of like having a goal of something that you're trying to do, like.
But the main thing is like, I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, even to just fuck around in the city.
Too old for this shit.
Well, no, just that mess around in the city. I don't want to go on there and do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just I don't see a reason to. We've already experienced it.
Yeah.
Just don't care anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much. Got anything else that I think we covered pretty much all the news. Well, almost 3 hours here now.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a bunch of game reveals we didn't touch on. So if anybody wants, they can just look up the Game Awards trailers to see what else was there. We just touched on some of the more major ones.
Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments below if there is something that we missed.
We're just stupid idiots who hate GTA.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? That is the best game I've ever seen in my entire life.
You don't blindly love everything about anything.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
You can't critique a single thing. If you critique the GTA 6 trailer, you hate everything.
Yep. You don't even deserve.
But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing objectively wrong with the trailer. Like, it's a good trailer.
Yeah, it is.
But
I mean, anything could be a good trailer.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's not really representative of the experience yet.
Yeah.
It just shows like a small glimpse of like the 2 characters and what they'll be doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone can cut.
But Rockstar just has such a huge fandom that. I mean, the trailer literally broke records. It got like.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Everything has covered it.
Like Mr. Beast had like one of the most popular 24-hour videos ever, and GTA 6 like immediately beat.
Yeah.
They got like 90 million views within 20 hours, even more than that within 24 hours.
If they're monetized, they wouldn't even have to charge for shark.
They are.
Are they?
Rockstar doesn't really have to charge for shark cards. Their game's gonna sell so much that they can just make another game right after it.
Yeah. And they probably will on whatever the next console is.
Yeah.
PS6.
No, it'll be like PS7.
Yeah.
Because I mean, GTA 5 was PS3, PS4, and PS5. Now GTA 6 is another PS5 title.
Yeah.
So GTA 5 lasted 3 console generations. So.
Well, they really squeezed us. They got as much out of us as they could.
Well, I mean, really, the console users got the worst of it because you had to buy it again with each.
Were they able to
iteration.
transfer their characters?
Yeah, they
Every
were
time?
offered. They were offered like unique transfer opportunities, but like you can't just take your PC save and transfer it to like the Series X or PS5 version. But like when they came out with like each edition, you could. But like PC never had the option to just.
Well, I transferred from
but that's not
PlayStation
surprising.
3 to.
Yeah, but that was like a
PC.
one-time thing. Once you're on PC, you're pretty much just there.
They got you.
They're like, we'll give you new features if you get it on PS5, but you can't transfer your stuff.
It's like PC is the cage that they're sitting with, and they're like, "Ha, gotcha. All right, let's throw that over there
Yeah, I know.
in the side room here. We
Look
don't
at
have
this.
to even
New update for
we
PS5.
don't have to address that. Hey, look, PS5, we got a cage for you. Shut up, PC. It's just like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's just they do some shady things
Yeah.
and annoying
There's-
things. They do things that with a company with so much like prestige and renown and money that they don't have to do, but they do, and it's just like there's no reason for this. Like, you can be really good towards your community, but they choose not to be most of the time.
Well, that's the thing, is they don't need to be.
Well, no, I know, but they could easily.
Yeah, they could, but they don't need to be. They know, they're like, all right, like, you don't like it, okay. We have everybody else who
Yeah, I know.
is.
Their fandom's so big that it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like too big to fail, kind of.
Yeah.
And same with like Call of Duty.
Yeah, I know. Like literally,
That's
they
the
just
same thing.
release a $70 DLC, and that's probably just a small hindrance to them.
There's very little game companies that can do that, but when you're just like literally drowning in money, you don't have. You just release the same game, charge them for it, and people will be like, "Hell yeah, this is the best version I've ever seen."
Adam's been doing that for such a
Yeah,
long
that's
time.
another one. Yeah, I actually have finally started not doing that. I'll get their EA college game, because NCAA 14 was like, I think it was 14 was like the last NCAA game, because of the whole like they weren't paying college players for their likeness,
Yeah.
and so they couldn't. But now that there's like all new rules in college sports, they can finally like release another. I think it's gonna be called like college football now, but yeah, so that'll be hopefully cool. And it's just this, they port Madden into it and
That's
just
probably what
add
they'll do.
NCAA teams.
I'm sure it'll be reused assets. That's what they
You
do
know-
all the time.
People will be so pissed off. They've been waiting so long for it that it's been a long time coming. I think that's about it. Me?
Yeah, well, no. Because we said that like 3 times now.
Yeah. No, I mean,
that is it.
I guess the only thing for me is that next week I will be in. Well, I guess depending on when you see this. But for us right now, next
Might not.
week, huh?
It might not.
You might not see it. No. The week of the 10th, I will be in Atlanta for DreamHack. So, if you're there, let us know.
Well,
But
him.
let us know. It'll be on Joystick Jabber. So like, let us know in the comments or whatever. Love to say hi, talk games.
I heard you hated Spider-Man 2.
Hey, hear that piece? I see you, huh? You're the guy with the red beard, not the one with the long black hair that looks like Critical Moist.
Moist Critical.
Moist Critical.
What was that comment anyways?
I don't know. I also don't know. I think I more so know him from like Penguins or something like that.
Yeah, that's his YouTube
Okay.
account.
That sounds, because someone's like, he looks exact like a clone of Moist Critical, and I think it might have been on one of the shorts, but I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
I was
didn't
like-
see that.
Like, I don't know who that is, and I look it up, and then I'm like, oh, I do know who this dude is. He's the guy that like freaked out with the gun. Did you see that where it's like someone like threatened him with
Oh,
the gun? He's
yeah,
like, you want
yeah.
to see a gun? And he like just pulls out this like AR.
Yeah, I
It's
forgot
like,
the
holy
guy's name.
crap.
Sneeko or something like that. That
The
was
one
the
that
guy.
like threatened him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, because I knew him by like, if I would have seen Penguins, I would have known that.
Yeah.
But then I looked and I'm like, holy crap, you do look like just like him. That's Wild. That's probably why people are like,
No.
what? I'm just gonna say penguins.
He's on Joystick
It's Moist
Jabber.
Critical, right?
That's his like Twitch name.
Okay.
I think.
Penguin. I'm going penguins.
Okay.
That's how I know him. But anyways, off topic as usual. But
This is probably where we're gonna.
I'll be in
fourth
Atlanta, going to DreamHack. Hopefully, see some indie games, some developers and stuff, showing off their stuff. I think there's also like a big tournaments and stuff going on there, but it'll be fun.
What if everybody rejects you?
Rejects me as what?
We're not gonna talk to you.
Like, all right,
Just stand here then.
I'll just stand here and make it awkward
until you
Yeah.
interview me.
Yep. No, I mean, I don't know if I'll be like interviewing people,
You'll
but
just shove your way in.
I'll talk to them, and
There'll be like an IGN panel, and you'll just be like sitting at the table. This is Joystick Jabber.
like I don't know how big this it actually is, but
There probably won't even be any developers there. They'll probably just
pretty
be
sure
like,
there are.
there'll
There's gonna
probably
be some
just be like
creators there and
booths
stuff too.
of just like a TV with the game trailer on loop.
Yeah.
There'll just be like a guy there that's just like, oh, I'm just security, so that no one steals the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, what company do you work for? Oh yeah, I just work for the convention center. No, I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be a fun time. Never been to Atlanta, so
Zombie apocalypse.
yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. If you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed yet, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And also, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you hit that like button as well. I am Sly Spy Gaming, aka Ryan, and I'm with FLCLAFI, aka Nick. So we also have our own YouTube channels, so feel free to go and check those out as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.